Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Die Party LA at Night, a weekly, if I could get to there, thank you, dog, weekly role-playing game for Vampire the Masquerade 20th edition. I'm here with my fellow vampires and vampire scumlord. That's what they call the vampire leader, right?
No.
Vampire
But
scumlord. Yeah.
no.
All right
No,
then. The storyteller of the vampire scumlords.
Yeah, that's the name of the novel, right? Bram Stoker's Scumlord.
Yeah, Vampire Scumlord.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play another week of LA at Night. Vampire explosion of role playing finesse, I guess. Let's introduce all the players that we got. I guess vamping up today. First, but
vampiring it.
most vampire. I don't know where I'm going with this. Tuesday, hey, Tuesday
Hi,
Gray.
I'm the
Hello.
I'm the most vampirical. Also, I'm really good at the English language, and I type super well and never make any mistakes. Hi guys, welcome to Die Party LA at Night. I am super excited because tonight we maybe get a place to live, or we maybe just all die a horrible death from a mob and from the cops.
It's all
we
good.
just
Good.
It would
We'll just-
be a feat for you to TPK off of this situation. You would have to try.
If this house was really on fire, everyone would be like running for the river.
Yeah. No, totally. It's
Okay.
not on fire, but we have many and several situations to deal with and get out of. So I'm excited to do that as Lavin, who's like totally super into clubbing and drugs, but like now has to be serious.
Like which type of clubbing? Like penguin
Not
clubbing?
baby seals. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
like
yeah.
unts type of clubbing.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So let's wake Henley up and let's do this thing.
Yeah,
Wake
no,
him up
please.
at He can't wake up.
I am a vampire. I have to wait for a specific time before I can
He
wake
was
up.
up 2 hours before all of us.
It's true. Speaking about being up 2 hours before anyone else in the entire world, let's go to Tuxtradamus, who literally is up before everyone else. Good intro, Dave. Thank you. I got a dog in my face, so you have to.
And he's also sleepy.
Yeah. Tuxtradamus, what up?
Yo, hey everybody. I hope we're all doing well. I'm doing all right. Last week was kind of shitty. We had a bunch of stuff going at work. So, I moved my house and my work in like the same week. So
That's rough.
Yeah, a lot of moving and things. We're okay now. I'm stable here. I'm stable at work, so things are better. And I'm ready to role play stuff. I will be Maria, the doctor slash flesh mover person thing.
I moved my house, and then I made it out of flesh.
Flesh moving. It's very
Yeah,
important.
it's like the three little pigs. You know, like one has a house made of twigs, one has a house made of bricks,
Straw.
and then one has a house made of flesh.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's how that goes.
Pretty sure that's how it goes. Yeah. And the
I
wolf
remember
was
that
like-
fairy tale.
The wolf was like, "Well, that's gross. I'm out of here, yo," and then just left.
Yeah, that's definitely how that went.
Yeah.
The wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house, and it moaned.
What?
You don't get to tell
Oh.
stories anymore? Next.
That's a problem because
pretty
I'm
good.
the storyteller.
That is a problem. But yeah, I'm doing good, and I'm ready to vamp.
Nice. And last but not least, from the player side of things, we have the only person who has a title to his name, Lord Spooty. What up, sir?
I'm liking the noble lordship that I've been granted.
Yeah,
It makes
well,
me feel more important than I actually am.
would you prefer something else, like Captain Spooty?
No, I like Lord. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with that. I'm ready to have some socially awkward interactions as Braden today.
Nice. I got my dog.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm good to go.
You have a dog?
I do, yes. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen the fucking awesome stories that have been written about this game, you should go check it out because one of them has my cat in it, like for 2 seconds. Damien's cat in it, and I don't know, I thought that was great. That was fucking fantastic. Speaking about being a social feline, let's talk about our storyteller for just a hot, sweaty second. Dr. Wreckage. It's your time to shine, brother. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Sweet.
I've been doing this show. Much like Tux, things have been hard recently, and not just genitals. Whoa! InstantRapAirhorn.com.
What?
Anyway, so we haven't gotten other Die Party projects off the ground, but
No.
that'll happen.
No.
Yeah, I haven't. Anyway, let's do the show.
Let's do it.
Let's play role-playing games and roll dice and pretend not to live in our terrible lives.
Hey.
Escapism.
World of Darkness.
My
or
life
like
is wonderful.
Yeah,
World
I have
of
a pretty good life
escapism.
too.
All right, well, some of us.
Mine's just okay.
aren't
Sometimes it's
lucky.
good, sometimes it's bad.
As a lord over people.
I guess
I have a lot of important decisions to make. They're difficult.
I'll just suffer in solitude. So, we open with the fire alarm going off and a body hatched into the wall.
That's the sound of the police.
Thank
Oh.
you.
It's close.
And you're all in the room with the body, and Rodney's crying, but he can't cry. So he's just sort of blubbering, I guess, is a better word
Can
for
you
it.
have the involuntary, if you can't cry? Like, is that
I bet you
yeah,
can
yeah.
heave. Yeah.
Yeah. You can like he can't
Shudder.
produce tears unless he actually puts blood into producing tears,
That would be the stupidest.
and then he would cry blood. So it's not. He's
I get the idea that would be pretty ineffectual in terms of gaining sympathy from anyone.
right.
The most you would do is scare children.
get fucking
guess.
bitch slapped by Braden, and then like he just licks the blood out of his eyeballs. Yeah.
I guess if
So,
you're trying to scare children, that'd be great.
If not one, not.
we don't
Probably will.
we don't often do this here at Die Party, or at least we don't try to, but we're actually going to, for the sake of expedience, start this episode out of character. Because as you recall, at the end of last episode, there were several suggestions about how you were going to, with the heat on, and with a body sort of incriminating you, the steps that you were going to take not only to take any sort of suspicion off of this body, but also take any suspicion off of you guys ending up with the deed to the club. So we're just going to sort of rap about that out of character and say what each person is doing, and there won't be any rolls or anything unless we really need to, but it'll mostly be about whether or not you cover all your bases if something else occurs, or if
All
this
right,
just goes off without a hitch.
Well, if we're rapping about it, then
No, Tux, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yo, motherfuckers, let me tell you a tale.
No.
He already had the arm movements earlier. We've got this.
No.
Damn it, Rack.
No.
With the body on the floor and a hunger in my belly.
No. None of that's good.
I
No,
take a big
stop.
sip
No,
and I get
please.
real fun.
No.
Yeah.
God, no. To make it stop, I will leave. I have limits to my patience and to my humor. Do you remember your ideas from last week? Because I do.
Yeah, I was gonna use
Body bag.
to make the
Yeah.
room just look the way it was before all the blood.
Chemistry, because you don't have time to clean up to make it appear to mortals that there's nothing going on. Right. So
Yep.
you can
I'm-
you're gonna do that.
Yeah, he's getting like making the room look nice. I'm getting the body and just mushing it into a mush to like put it in a dumpster or something.
Your long-term cleanup and also making sure that nobody can, find like pigs or whatever. Like,
Yeah, we'll probably do something with it later, but for now we're just gonna like I'm flattening it or mushing it or putting it somewhere where we can hide it.
Right.
I have a question for you, Wreckage, real quick, because I wanted to ask this last time, but I completely forgot. On on a scale from 1 to super effective, if I was to put an axe through a vampire's face, or heart, what sort of damage does that sort of stuff do?
Bladed weapons are the preferred weapon against a vampire because bullets are almost meaningless.
Okay, so we want to keep the axe then, yeah?
It's just an axe. Like, if you guys want axes, you can go down to the hardware store and each get an axe. It's not...
Oh, I know, but like, let's say a vampire walks in here right now and goes like, well, this used to be my place, and we can just be like...
Or...
Plus this one's free, and we already know it works.
Axes basically grow on trees because they're mostly made of wood.
If you've seen a metal tree.
You could also go down to the hardware store and get machetes.
Oh, yeah.
You could get chainsaws.
We get broomsticks and carve them into steaks.
That's true.
Yeah, you could get actual stakes, for the purpose of staking tents.
Yeah.
That are the stakes in their first place.
Do stakes have to be wood?
Yes, actually, in this case.
They have to be a treated wood, or can it?
It's
just
not
be like...
just a pointed thing. It has to be wood to have the mystical effect on the vampire.
I have a question, but it's both trolly but also serious.
Sure, as long as it's serious, then I don't care how trolly.
Is there a certain kind of wood that's better for stakes than not? Like,
probably like aged wood or something, like an old tree.
I bet not, because
Maybe.
it's
does it
just
matter?
wood, right?
Or
It's not like it's
a strong
witches,
wood.
which would be like a rowan
just,
tree.
So it needs to be. So okay, let's have a brief moment aside here. In some vampire mythology, it does have to be a specific type of wood. In Vampire the Masquerade, it does not have to be a specific type of wood.
Okay.
It is merely the act of staking
sandalwood.
I would advocate for hardwood over like conifer wood because that would break.
You don't want to use like particle
Like a balsa. Get a balsa
no
stake.
balsa. We'll get some hickory. We'll get some nice hickory.
Mahogany.
You just try to jam it in and it just breaks against their sternum. Like, well damn it.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's all I wanted to know. Well.
Okay, so
yeah, the other thing I was gonna do
Brayden
is
can clean up.
I was gonna go upstairs and pack the guy a I left town bag.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
so you're gonna pack things and then leave some kind of note.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Um,
And last time I did the message thing, right? It was like, "Hi, I'm out of town for a while."
No, you haven't done that yet.
You know, like,
but you haven't done that yet. And also,
okay.
you don't like that might make things worse if it's clearly not his voice.
Look, it worked. It worked in American Psycho because everyone thought he was the same guy, but I mean, I didn't hear him talk, right?
No, but several of you did.
So who heard him talk?
Well, I don't know if
did.
Can I mold Damien's throat to sound like him?
So, no, but
Okay.
well, so yes, you could, but there are more steps to it than that. You would have
Right.
to
Trial and error.
You haven't heard him talk. In fact, the only person here who's heard him talk is Tuesday.
That's true.
Right.
And it's also not just for you as a flesh crafter. It's not just I've heard this. I will now make someone's vocal cords the same as his. You would actually need to know how his vocal cords worked, which luckily they're right here in the room.
Cool.
So,
I'll just put them into Damien's mouth.
Yeah, that ought to work because that's where they go.
Great.
That's pretty complicated. I'm sure that could go wrong.
Isn't there any sort of like puppeteering skills or something like that? We can just be like, well, let me just,
Yeah, no.
can
I
get dirty.
like we clean up, we hide the body, you go pack him a bag. I think it might be my job to be like, oh my God, I like showed up for a date with him and he's totally not here. You
We
know?
have his face, right?
Can
You
you
have his
deal
face.
with? Can you deal with like
Can I
firemen
take
and
his
stuff?
face?
You can take his face.
All right. So Brayden,
Oh.
you. I'm gonna take his face off, and then I put it on Brayden's face.
No, that's whoa. Hold on a second.
We're gonna Nicolas Cage this.
No, hold on a second. Hold
It's a
on.
great idea.
It's
we're
a
gonna Game
terrible
of
idea.
Thrones this.
Okay. Yes. Well, I'm not going to stop you from making any decisions because this is your
Have you
dumpster
seen
fire.
Face Off?
Yes. I
Yeah,
get the
we're-
joke,
Right.
but I want actual
It
serious.
worked really well in Face Off.
I want actually seriously what you're going to do in
Okay.
this situation, and if you make things worse or overlook something, then that'll come back to bite you in the ass.
Okay.
Well,
So yeah.
I've got what I'm doing. I think I'm good.
Yes, you are hiding the current
Mhm.
crime scene from
Um,
the current fire police who are coming in.
If they walk on the blood that they can't see, will they slip and fall?
Yes,
Sweet.
your illusions.
Put a
do
rug
not-
on it.
Okay, well, there's no reason for them to come back here because, Braden, when after you clean up, you're meeting the fire people. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm wandering around, like, where is he?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
well,
And you
okay.
can- and you can use your weird mind magic to like mess with them too.
You can do that if you sing at them.
Oh yeah, that only works on a fifth of the audience, though. At present.
It works at a like.
Well, you're also good at talking to people, so
You are
Yes.
good. You are just good at talking to people, but melopomene is essentially made specifically for like
performances
and
or
doing
crowds,
things
okay.
to crowds and
You also have the other one that's really good at crowds too. I forget what it was called. Starts with a P.
presence.
Presence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we got the body, we got the room, we got the alibi for why he's not here.
Sure. Are you overlooking anything? The answer is yes.
The broken window.
Good job. What are you gonna do about that?
It's L.A. Broken windows are everywhere.
Well, and wouldn't me making the room look normal cover the broken window as well?
Different room.
Oh wait, what room is the window
He
broken in?
Upstairs apartment.
He broke the window to the apartment.
Oh.
Put a baseball in the room.
A rock, maybe.
You know, LA kids in the industrial district are just knocking them
Yeah.
over. Like,
Yeah, you know, their
all
dads
the
are at
time.
work pressing the steels, and then the kids
Maybe
are
a
playing
rock, but he's not going to be missing for a little bit here. Well, I mean, I'm going to say he's missing, but I don't know how soon people will worry about that.
right. Well, maybe quite soon, actually. What
Um,
else are you overlooking?
Well, we now have the deed, and nobody else knew that he was going to sell us
Sure.
That's part of the alibi, though.
the place.
How often
The
do
employees-
fucking
yeah, I
seedy
guess-
nightclub owners just fucking be like, well, sold this, going to Hawaii, peace,
Yeah.
bitches.
Never? That's quite a
The
leap.
thing is, we do have the deed, so there is like none of us knew about this, but we do have the deed.
Right. So
Right,
as
like-
long as there's not a body.
You just need what? To not have anybody be suspicious.
Right.
There's literally
We
no
don't even have
reason
to
for
show
people.
them the deed.
There's no
Put it in
reason for
fucking
anyone to be
pocket.
suspicious unless.
Really, there's
and-
no reason for him to be suspicious, even though his, employees and loved ones had no idea about this, and he's also just gonna fuck off. And then also, you guys have the deed now. No
Mhm.
reason to be suspicious about those.
Yeah, we're not bringing
But
up
they
the
don't.
deed
We don't
tonight.
need to. We don't need to show them the deed though.
Yeah,
It's not like they're
the
gonna
deed's
walk
not
in and-
happening tonight, but it will raise questions.
Yeah, later on.
Right, and tonight is the
We
time.
have more. We have more pressing issues.
Well, we could just play dumb tonight, as long as we cover it up, and we can just be like, "Oh, we were here to go on a date, and they were here as bar patrons."
Sure.
Well, the other option is we could. All right, here's what I do, Record. I go through the guy's Rolodex,
Okay,
look for his lawyer.
okay.
We're gonna go pay him a visit.
I don't think you need that step. I think
That's
everybody's
the
got
only
this
way
idea.
that we can cement an alibi and also make people assume that he sold us the club without letting anyone know.
Okay, but what? I mean, I'm happy to go roleplay you going to the lawyer, but what's the actual plan here?
Because that's good for after, but like as of like
You want to know how we can remove suspicion from people wondering why we have the fucking deed now? The answer is we fucking make the lawyer on paper or in person say, "Yep, he totally sold the deed to these dudes."
What, by kneecapping him? Like,
Not
'cause then he
kneecapping
knows.
him because, all right, mechanically speaking, end of this game, I'm going to have dominate, right?
Right.
Which
don't
means that I can do stuff like that.
No, you can't. Dominate 1 lets you give someone a single word command that they must follow. It doesn't rewrite their memories.
Yes,
it doesn't.
it's sign.
Right, but then he knows what the
Sign
truth is.
this affidavit.
It's fine. We'll get to that later.
That's still an after thing because like tonight the cops are here at the moment, and so
let's go through the list. You are using chemistry to hide the current blood carnage that is too much to clean up before the firemen come in.
Correct.
You are putting a rock upstairs to explain the broken window. You are packing him a bag that you will hide for him having left, which will, and that is the extent of sort of your current cover.
The body's gone, and then we're going to basically lie and be like, oh, we came here on a date and they came here to drink and we haven't seen him.
All right.
If they even ask us about him, like, they're fire people, so I assume they're going to come and be like, oh, there's no fire here.
Yeah, those I don't think we have to worry about. I think we have to worry about the employees. And as long as from upstairs there's a toothbrush and toothpaste and deodorant and junk like that missing, you know, all of his underwear perhaps in the bag, we should be
all of his underwear.
Response times are terrible in the World of Darkness, so you do have 10 plus minutes to put all this together. So that's plenty of time for having delegated your tasks to do them. My question is, as the fire department,
blood to make my power.
as you as well, Brian.
One blood.
As the fire department arrives,
One blood.
Are you guys the only people just sort of awkwardly standing in the nightclub still?
No, I'll be standing outside on the sidewalk going like, I don't know what's going on.
All right. So
there's a back door, right?
Yes.
There's always a back door.
That's not always true.
So once we do everything, we can just leave through the back door and be like on the street in a different part, like and kind of come back into the crowd, like.
Right.
Because if we walk out the front door with everyone right there, it'll be like, what the hell were they still doing in there? Like, if we walk in the back, it'll be less suspicious because we'll just kind of merge into the crowd from there.
All right. So the fire department arrives. They don't find a fire. They fire chief and or marshal or however it works. I'm not super up on the procedure of firing minmins. Chastises a random employee for letting, or even just accusing her of pulling the fire alarm for no reason.
Actually, they'd probably just fine the owner or something like that because, like, I'm pretty sure it's a pretty expensive thing to falsely bring the fire.
Yes, but the owner isn't liable because it's presumed that some fucking fuckwit pulled the fire alarm. And in World of Darkness, it's not like high school where you pull the fire alarm and you get sprayed with you know how they did that in high school?
Blue paint or whatever.
Right, yeah, because people would pull the fucking fire alarm just to get out of tests and whatever. Yeah, they don't just have that.
I did that all the time. I was a bad boy.
No, you weren't. I bet you didn't even stay out late at night in high school.
Well, no. I had a room with video games.
Right. Exactly. We can't get in trouble when you play video games.
Right.
Take that, Christian, right? And your demonization of video games. Yeah, that's right. We're going to take some hard stances here. Shots fired. We're picking our enemies. We're drawing our line in the sand.
Most of the world.
And most of the world doesn't demonize video games.
I mean, you pointed out Christians, so that's most of the world.
The Christian right. I put out the Christian right, and Christianity is not the most of the world.
So firemen.
Islam and Buddhism, not Buddhism, Hinduism.
Hinduism.
Yeah, those are actually very big. but we don't. They don't. I mean, maybe they demonize video games.
So
I don't know.
firemen.
Right. We're against firemen here at Die Party because they chastise people for pulling fire alarms, which is also why response times are so crappy in World of Darkness, because there's a lot of people pulling fire alarms, and government funding and the building passes initial inspection and nobody finds a body. But chemistry does not last all night. And as the fire department, packs up and leaves, the employees and the patrons return to their evening.
What level of chemistry do you have?
2
2
dots.
The dots in chemistry just add senses that you can control,
Yeah.
and then movement, and then
But I mean,
Spends
they're
a
not going-
willpower and a
it's not
point
like
of
they're-
blood to create the illusion. These static images remain until dispelled.
I had to spend a willpower also.
Yep.
So,
my willpower makes it permanent. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, because I was gonna say just
Oh,
had to have.
all right. Well, I'll spend a willpower to make it permanent. Shit.
Until you dispel it. But
Until
you
you
can't,
dispel it, yeah.
or you use another act of chemistry, because you can't
Right.
have a bunch active at the same
Okay, yeah.
So that's
Okay, so we'll-
permanent
yeah,
for now.
good.
time.
what I was thinking is that I would see if I could find a payphone to call the taste and see
Find
if,
a payphone. They're everywhere. They're like Starbuckses in this time.
Yeah, I figured there would be a lot of payphones, and just see if Alexis knows of a cleanup crew.
Wouldn't it be better to call Don Salvador?
I don't know that we have a direct way to
Do we have his number?
talk to him.
Because Alexa isn't really the type to do this stuff, right? Like,
Well, I figured for vampires they would know of like some cleanup people because accidents happen and
Yeah.
eating
Try to at least
people
know
happens.
somebody.
I mean, the other thing is too, like, I could just clean it up. Like, I would probably have knowledge of getting rid of bodies and shit
Oh,
like
of
that
which
too.
cleaners to? Yeah, you would to get rid of blood and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
There-
that's a very long, involved process. I'm most interested in like what you are going to do tonight with the employees.
How much time I got left?
Plenty. This is the first thing you did tonight, pretty much. You went to go
Yep.
shopping a little bit.
Is this
Can we
does
lock
this-
the door?
yeah,
Can we
does it have
lock the
a
door
lock?
from the inside and then go out a window out the back?
There are no windows in the office.
Okay.
Can
Can
we
we
chop a
just
hole
lock
through
at
the
the
wall
door
with
and
the
take the
axe?
key with us?
No, it's not a key lock. It's a
Deadbolty?
yeah.
It's a what?
It's a dead, or like it's an interior. It only locks from the inside, only for privacy. You can't lock it after you leave.
Are any of you sneaky? Because I
Yeah.
can be
a
Maria
little
and myself
sneaky.
can be seen to leave here and just say like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he stood us up." But
I can
I have
I
three
can
dots
use
myself.
I can use powers to go and
Oh yeah, you've got your
Roughly
like
invisible.
shadow
yeah,
thing,
well,
right?
perhaps you guys should sneak out, and Maria and I will just make sort of a show of like, "Wow, I've like never been stood up before."
I'm just gonna go out the fucking same window I came in through.
Where are you taking the? We need to take the bag with us, right?
Yeah, I'll take it. It's fine.
Okay.
I could use some more clothes anyway. He's roughly my size, right, Wreckage?
There you go.
I'll lock the door and sit in the office until everyone leaves.
Just in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay, then Maria, let's head out the back, and I'm just gonna like seem annoyed. Okay.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. Creak. Braden, just don't lock it when you leave. Okay. You can't look suspicious.
I got it. I know how doors work.
Okay. Just
Right. So you said you stood up on a date, which is what.
I'm sure he's good at hiding in the room and locking a door.
That's right. I'm used to it. Just leave me alone. It's fine.
So you're gonna stay in the office?
Well, yeah, because
With
we
the door
have to,
locked. Right.
Yeah, we don't want anyone coming in. And then basically, when it all dies down, when it chills out, I'll just walk out the door.
Right. Except for it's a nightclub, and
Right.
you are a vampire.
Right. So I won't get tired. I mean, nightclubs
What he's
have to
saying is
close eventually.
I mean, vampires have to go to sleep before dawn, and most nightclubs I know of, at least in the 90s, wouldn't would stay open.
Now,
Well,
are
you
you
also said
staying in
there's-
there because you are unable to sneak?
Well, no, I can sneak.
So
but the
what? I
problem
mean, what?
is
Okay,
that
what
I
is?
can't lock the door.
You guys
What-
could
if I
have.
leave.
You guys said that you.
Now,
left-
why do we have to lock the door?
Right, okay, let me just go through all of the little pieces. The only problem here is that the nightclub is still in use and the employees expect to see their boss.
Right.
Chemistry lasts until he dispels it, so that's like unless they go snooping, that's not an issue.
Sure.
Okay.
The issue is that they might go snooping because they expect to see their boss.
Sure.
So you've said that you've been stood up, like you're gonna spread that you've been stood up on a date.
Yep.
And they might wonder where he's gone. But as long as that lie flies, they might, or if
Huh.
he's the type of person to do that, that might fly. Or, you know,
That'll work.
maybe he's not the type of person to do that, and the lie doesn't fly.
Well, weren't we leaving a note?
Uh,
Note?
Leaving
haven't-
a
you haven't
thing.
discussed what that looks like or what that's going to be.
I'm just gonna go ahead and leave a note.
Yeah, I thought we were leaving like a. I'm like.
I'm gonna
I-
leave. I'm gonna leave a voice recording.
Well, we've been over this. If you leave the wrong voice, everyone's going to know it's fake.
A note is probably better.
Yeah.
Right. And so hopefully there's
unless
something
you
with his
unless you
handwriting
want to go
upstairs.
through the process of recreating his voice, which with your powers
That
is not
seems
out of the
far
question.
too. Leave a fucking note. It's fine. We'll leave a note.
All right.
I think a note just like, hey, I fucked off. My
Who's
grandma's dying, and
Now,
Who's writing the note?
right, because we probably have a lot of his handwriting down in the office. I'm not sure how much we would have upstairs.
Who's writing the note?
Let's see.
What skill would be best for that, guys?
Probably subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
Okay, I've got 3 dots.
Which
Yeah,
one?
right.
Because
You're-
you have subterfuge and then there's subterfuge.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah,
The
you've got
second subterfuge is subterfuge, right?
right.
Yeah.
The first subterfuge.
Right, the first one is
Streetwise.
streetwise.
Still hasn't been fixed.
I have three. I have 3 subterfuge as well.
Okay, so Braden could write it.
Well, right, but you also have a base attribute. Which one of you has a higher
Manipulation.
Dexterity?
manipulation?
I have 4 dots in manipulation.
Oh, you got
Okay.
me beat. I have 3.
Damn.
All right.
Okay.
Here's the thought, though. Are you caring more about the believability of the lie or
Simplicity.
or the integrity of the document?
Oh, the lie. The integrity of the document we can figure out later because we're taking that with us. No one's going to see that unless we show it to them.
The integrity
he
of
means
the
the note.
note. How much it passes scrutiny if somebody was to look into it, like if
Oh.
it's handwriting.
I think we very much care about that.
Yeah. I care about that for sure. I thought you were talking
Okay,
about
so
something.
in the case of trying to recreate his handwriting, that would actually be an int subterfuge roll.
Okay, well I have 5 in intelligence, so
You what?
that's even better. Yeah,
You can't have 5 in intelligence.
I somehow do.
You can't have 5 in intelligence.
Why?
You couldn't have done that during character creation, and you haven't gotten it since.
Yeah. You can only
You
go
weren't
to
allowed
four.
to take a
it
fifth
would,
dot in
it would be
anything.
4.
Yeah,
Okay, I have 4 in intelligence.
but also that means you did something wrong in character creation, which is a problem. We will revisit that
Oh.
later.
Yeah, that's
Um,
weird.
Now that
I
I'm
haven't
looking at
touched
your
it since.
attributes, now that I'm looking at your attributes, something is definitely wrong with how you handled character creation.
How
So
dare you?
anyway, 4 int. Yeah, go ahead. You can
Okay.
You can attempt to recreate this document. You roll me int subterfuge. Second subterfuge in the list, remember, or you'll get
Yep.
the wrong one.
Where the... See, oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. Right. 4 successes.
Okay. Now, Lavin, you are telling you are going to try and subtly or coyly spread the lie that you got stood up on a date so that the employees don't look for him tonight.
Correct. And my concern about the note is it should mention the sale. So whose name do we want?
I don't
him-
think it, it sounds like you guys aren't mentioning the sale.
I think we need to
it's-
mention the sale in the letter.
I think if
Like,
we
I'm
keep
taking
the
off. I've sold
sale-
the club.
I think if we keep the sale secret for a little bit, because again, no one's gonna walk up to us, 4 random people, and be like, "Let me see the deed to that club," because they have no idea.
Right.
So we have the deed on us, but we don't show it to anybody. Nobody has any clue.
Right, but if we don't say we sold that, if he doesn't say he's selling the club and he's just indefinitely missing, and then we have the club, if we plant the seed that I'm taking off, I sold the
Oh,
club,
yeah.
not coming back.
I mean, that's
Like,
valid, but also
that's
if you front load this note too much, then the note becomes suspicious.
Sure.
right.
So it's valid both ways. Decide amongst yourselves.
I think if it's a brief, like Tuesday said, a brief like, sold
my
the club,
grandma is sick.
fucking off to Mexico, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like the entire focus of the note, but like a line in there.
Yeah,
like,
just a line.
yeah,
Like,
about
sold
selling
the
the
club
club,
because
or, like,
fuck that.
yeah.
I don't care about it anymore.
finally getting rid of this damn thing, or
Yeah.
Mhm. That's
All right.
good too. Yeah,
All
seeming
right.
like he's frustrated.
yeah.
Okay, but I
Fucking
don't.
muscle-eyed Jimmy.
Anyway, Lavin, you are subtly spreading the idea that you've been stood up on a date so they don't look for him tonight.
For sure.
That is a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Can I
Okay.
assist with that?
No.
Oh,
Manipulation?
is
Because
assisting not a thing in this?
It is in situations where I believe you can assist. and
Well,
don't
because I was
believe you.
supposed to be on the date too, and I can just be like,
Well, no, you weren't. Lavin came up with that, and it also does not make sense. We got stood up for our date, the two of us with him. That totally happens all the time.
yeah.
All right, 2 successes. Right. Okay, so you've written a note, and they're not going to look for him tonight. The note, when somebody finds it, they will find his things missing. They will find, and you are saying in the note that he is selling the club.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
All right. So when somebody, they will not look for him tonight, which allows you to keep the office from being scrutinized,
mhm.
and gives you time. When somebody finds the note, you have created an alibi for his disappearance. Basically, you guys, walk out of there at like midnight. And-
I realize the body's been stuffed into a thing, but is someone stealthing it out?
I can take both bags with me. It's not a big deal.
Okay, good, because we need to get that out of the building.
Right. So you have you have a suitcase with his things in it that you're gonna huck in the river.
2 overnight bags. One
And
is
a
full of clothing
large gym bag.
And one is full of him.
and one is full of him.
Right. All right. All right. That actually just leaves one more question. Where are you disposing of either him or the things, or are you keeping them both with you for now?
We need a fire, but we don't like fire.
I don't know. Let me ask you this: do I know of a good place to dispose of a body in LA?
Not where the police don't
Oh.
eventually find it. I
I mean, obviously, right? I wouldn't go to be like,
you know all the places where the police end up finding bodies.
yeah.
You don't know the places where police don't end up finding
What
bodies.
does the body look like right now?
She's turned it into a cube
Okay.
to fit in.
What
the
is
suit.
DNA stuff right now? Like
It's good.
forensics.
It's decent.
It's
This
decent?
is.
It's like
This is-
X-Files level.
Yeah, well, it's
It's World of Darkness.
That was early
so, like,
90s.
Mm-hmm.
like it's also World of Darkness, where again there's this slight.
All right, cube of meat. Where do I know that has the most vicious guard dogs?
I mean,
Vicious and hungry. Like poorly treated, hungry guard dogs at like a junkyard or something like that.
I'm gonna say that you don't know of one off the top of your head, but I mean, if that's your ultimate goal, certainly one could spend.
It's a
time.
cube of meat, right? You could slice it up.
It's a cube of human that still has the bones intact. The bones, she doesn't have the ability to do anything to bones yet, so it still has a full skeletal like dental work. So DNA is terrible, but dental identification is still great.
All right, then. Well, I would fucking drive it up to some sort of hill and just bury it. To be honest with you.
Well, maybe we should bring it back with us for tonight and ask advice.
It's fine. I can deal with a body.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's
not
big
going to
deal.
hurt anything.
Look,
All right. So
as long as the alibi is
okay.
solid, no one's gonna be looking for him. So.
Sure.
Right.
It's now midnight. The alibi for tonight is solid. You probably won't have an issue with employees or anybody scrutinize the office for tonight. However, the wheels of the club are still turning tonight. It's midnight. You're done panicking. What's next?
I say we head back to the taste and seek some counsel.
I
We have a bag of person. What do we
wanna
do?
Territory has been
Yeah, I
solidified.
want to go look into this lawyer because
Yeah, and we need to figure out why the deed was signed over to us. Honestly.
It wasn't signed over to you.
Oh, I thought it was.
It was just left.
No, it's like a
It's a bearer bond.
It's like a whomsoever holds the deed.
Oh, okay. Never
I
mind.
mean, it's still suspicious that the deed was left out on the table.
Yeah.
Like conspicuously.
Basically, we lifted the hammer. We were declared worthy, and now we own a nightclub.
look, there's a lot of things that have just fallen in our way, either because Don Salvador wants it to be like that, or someone's letting us have our way. I don't care about that because obviously there's someone else here that's pulling the strings. What I do care about is making sure that the people around this dude who's ended up dead, whom we're being fingered for, doesn't come back to us.
Maybe it's like a gift because we're taking over the territory. So
Yeah,
I
but
think we
we're
should
still going to
dump
get
it on.
fingered by the people who no one liked this guy who's dead now. So,
Why us though?
in order to solidify the alibi that he's gone, we need someone who can back that up. And the only person I know of for crooked, business holders that mean more than like an actual character witness is a lawyer. So that is my first priority, at least when solidifying the alibi. Go to the lawyer,
There's
give him some
here's
blood.
the thing. Even
make him sign
in
an
World of
affidavit.
Darkness, lawyers are not open.
I get that, but we can
24 hours
we can give him some blood. We can make him sign a document, and
I
then
think
we
he's
can feed
saying-
on him.
That's a long-term thing, and what I'm saying is
To
He's not
find
gonna
him, so you'd
open.
have to like phone book him. You'd have to like white pages his home address.
it's going to be a thing to get to the lawyer, which is fine, but also like it's not pressing, so you can take your time doing that.
Okay.
And also, not everybody here is sold on the idea of feeding blood to people yet, so that would also have to be.
No, we don't have to ghoul him. We just feed him some blood so that he likes us.
But that's not
Or
how it
could
works.
you feed on him and then hold his hand and have him sign the thing?
Well,
Okay, well, you could hold his hand and sign the thing.
I
but
could
the-
do it at gunpoint and then
Actually,
feed
have
it.
him
Look,
sign the thing and then feed on
Yeah,
him, and he'll
that's
forget
true.
that he signed it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. So I could
Remember,
point a gun at his head and be like, sign this fucking affidavit stating this,
Yeah,
and he'll be
You
like,
got
okay.
10 minutes on either side of like a feeding where they don't remember anything.
There you go.
Yeah.
Um,
And then put
so-
some Valium on his fucking desk, and he's like, oh, okay.
I guess I do Valium now.
I mean, I was all coked up because I'm a lawyer, but
Look,
in
it's
the World of Darkness 90s, but I guess I just passed
you
out.
don't have to
Guess I
ghoul a
needed to come
motherfucker in order to get him to do a thing. You know, like
No,
there's
you don't.
plenty other
maybe,
ways.
maybe we'll do really well on our not being a moral punk role, and he'll be just like, hey, just give me some stuff and I'll do it. I'm Shady Steve.
Yeah, we look, and you know what? It wouldn't be that bad ghouling basically the Saul Goodman of World of Darkness, you know. So that's not
If
a bad
he's
thing.
Saul Goodman of the World of Darkness, he might just be the
He could be the
24-hour.
It could be the Judge Judy of World of Darkness.
Yeah.
He could be the rent-a-lawyer of World of Darkness, for all we know. Like, I didn't touch that girl. I don't know what she's talking about. I need a lawyer. Like, that's the kind of guy that we established he was. So, you know, may not be the creme de la creme of the lawyer world.
It
We'll
doesn't
find
matter.
out.
We just need him to verify his fucking alibi as to why he's not in a sports bag in the bottom of the river. You know, like.
Right. So, I'm hearing the taste. I'm hearing.
Well, let's go to the. I mean, like, I'm not super keen on relying on the taste so much because.
Right.
That's how you make enemies of like vampires who have gotten to the point in their life that they prefer to be left alone reading a book, which seems like the worst type of vampire to get in deep water with. So the more
It's just if you make a ruckus while you're there, really.
yeah,
as
I
we've
mean,
learned.
bringing a dead body in there generally does that. So
That's true. It's a little soon for your first dead body, or is it?
But it's in a go bag.
It's you are technically just bringing a bag in that has a cube.
Right.
I mean,
person.
like
Yeah.
making it okay. Let me ask you this, Toxodamus.
Sure.
Did you like strip all the meat off the bones and then put it into a cube and then put skin around that cube because otherwise it'd be dripping?
No, yeah, he was very thorough.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just asking. So now
So,
we've got
I
like
mean,
this
The
bowl.
bones are in there.
Yeah.
The bones are in there too. He just can't remake them.
So
They're just he sort of. I assume what happened was she and I, because you said I put it into a cube that can fit into a thing. So the details are basically you folded the bone up in a way that it couldn't normally do by taking the cartilage out, which you can control,
Mhm.
and then you cubed the meat
Mhm.
and the skin around the folded up skeleton, and then it's just a perfect.
like a Stromboli.
No.
Now, if we don't want to stroll in there, I'm never eating a Stromboli again. With this bag, somebody can
Ruined
stand
Stromboli.
out back of the taste with the bag and the other bag, and I can go in and ask about cleanup type of services, disposal type services
All right. Well,
on the down low.
sure. Do that. I'll wait with the bag. I don't mind doing that. Just yeah, like
All right, you guys
ideally,
go to the taste
And one of you is going to keep the bag outside, and then someone's going to go in and be like, "We have a body. What do we do with it?" And that's that.
Yeah, but very discreetly, I'm going
Yeah.
to ask Alexis.
done. Let's
Okay.
do it.
So, all right, you go to the taste, and you have the bag, and you go inside, and it's busy as ever. And you call Alexis aside. She's like, "Yes, sweetie."
Hey, I know we're new and we ask you for a lot of help, but like we're in a bit of a pickle, and I wonder if we could go somewhere like out of earshot and I could ask you a question.
Yeah, sure. Just we'll come back to the kitchen for a second.
Okay.
What's going on?
So, okay,
First off, we
we-
really appreciate everything you've been doing for us.
yes, we do.
Well, I appreciate that you appreciate that, but that you are front-ending that on a favor.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Um,
Do you know of any DNA/blood cleanup services and somewhere we could burn a body
oh.
or otherwise dispose of a body that we didn't kill, by the way? I'm being honest with you. We didn't kill, but we did find him dead, and it would have looked an awful lot like we did it. And like we don't really need that.
Uh.
I mean, isn't
Okay,
there like some
hold on
kind
a
of like,
second.
you know?
Hold on a second.
Or maybe there's some vampires that need bodies.
You just hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is me out of character, please. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You gonna see how Alexa's responding to this?
Yeah.
My thoughts exactly, which is why we should leave peaceful patrons alone. But Salvador would have been better to go to be honest. But
I need. No, I don't.
What we need is more contacts. More vampy contacts.
She's gonna know of a cleanup crew. We're
so like,
vampires.
yeah. Once she
Pretty
tells,
good.
once she tells us who we're going to, then we'll have another contact.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
We're
all
noobs.
have to go. Yeah.
Sorry. Hold on a second.
No worries.
Got it. I'm gonna have to research this a bit more thoroughly later on, but for now, we're gonna go with the working theory of I am doing a GM roll. Don't look. You can't anyway.
I'll show you.
Yeah,
I can't hack roll 20 out.
I know. I wish that I could, and then just make the dice do whatever would be most narratively interesting, but nobody would know or believe that, and it would create an illusion for both the players and the audience that that is what was happening.
Yeah.
You just told us that's what you were doing.
No, but I said I wanted to do that. It's not actually possible, and clearly isn't the case, as evidenced by the outcomes that often derail otherwise good storylines. So they're going to. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Carrot. All right, and a dot for the power. All right. Maria and Lavin, it sounds like you're both in the kitchen with her.
Yep.
Would you both say that you like Alexis?
Yeah. Lavin does.
All right. You're not...
Depends on your follow-up question.
Depends on my follow-up question.
Does she help us get rid of a body?
like her? No, I'm just kidding. She wants to know if she's interested.
Really like her?
Do you like me? Yes or very yes. There's no what. But I...
It's like yes, very yes, definitely. I rigged it. So you both suddenly feel an immediate and intense sense of attraction
Oh dear.
to Alexis. Not necessarily sexual.
Right.
Just charismatically, like she suddenly seems
like we're drunk and she's way prettier and friendlier.
Actually, this one might even come across as like a strong sense of like a strong maternal relationship. Like you suddenly care about and like her as much as you might your own mother. And in a very compelling voice that sort of echoes through your minds, she follows that with like sternly, to the point where you suddenly feel ashamed, like you might if your mom was chastising you. She sternly says, "Are you two telling me the truth?" When you say that is because you the last thing you said was, "We didn't kill him. It would just look bad if they found this." And I'm like, you had that so rambling little explanation. So in response to that, you suddenly feel this overwhelming sense of attraction to her.
I think I probably burst into a little blurb of Spanish, like a really quick little thing of Spanish, because I'm like having like weird PTSD of my own mother like chastising me about something,
freaking out on you.
And then I just like shake my head. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, we are.
And I look a little bit like somebody has slapped me kind of softly and a little dazed. Yes, absolutely.
You both sort of avert your gaze and don't look her directly in the eye. The sort of intensity and immediacy of your feeling passes. But important to note, like, you don't feel suspicious about that emotion.
Okay.
You remember it, and you remember it that it was weirdly intense, but it does not feel out of place.
Gotcha.
Alexis sighs and hangs her head and says, all right. I'm glad that you didn't kill anybody. and I'm sorry that you find yourself in this situation. I know weird things can happen. You have a body with you?
It's out back, and Damien's with it, and we just didn't know what to do because I had a date with the guy, and it was gonna look like we did it, and we just went in there, and there he was with an axe.
I understand. I believe you. I just need to know the details now. You have a body with you.
It's in a bag out back, and it's a cube of. Because remember, Maria can the shush.
She doesn't know that.
Okay. The thing, it's in a bag.
We had to get it out of there, so we did.
No, that was the right thing to do.
We took care of. People aren't going to be suspicious tonight. It's the tomorrow.
But if they come looking,
right?
I can't help you with any of that. You'll have to figure out the specifics of covering your tracks on your own. Vampires don't often care about body disposal. If a vampire is the sort of careless vampire who makes bodies in the first place, they're typically wanton or strangers, and it getting back to anyone isn't an issue. So that is to say, there aren't specifically any vampire wet works that I am aware of. However, I can use the back entrance, bring the body into the kitchen, and set to work doing whatever else you have to do to cover your tracks tonight, and the body will be gone tomorrow.
Oh, thank you so much. And we'll try never to bring trouble like this your way again. I'm sorry, we just didn't know what to do.
I understand. It's fine. This isn't as big of a deal as it might feel. Just bring it in. I have to get back to work for now.
Okay, thank you. We'll bring it in back.
And she sort of leaves, in the way that Mom would leave after cleaning up your mess.
Yeah, she leaves.
Those idiots.
More fan art by Aracito.
Okay, so let's do that then.
Okay. Let's go tell Damien. So I'm gonna head around back. Damien. Okay, we're gonna bring the body in the kitchen, and then it's not gonna be there anymore after a little while. And we don't need to ask any questions or do anything more, but that bag of clothes, though, I don't know, we still gotta figure that out.
That's just clothes, I guess.
You could just give it to a fucking...
But they're his clothes. And in his bag.
Look, guys, we live in a storage closet. There's space.
Well, what do you mean, Rodney?
We live in a storage closet. There's space.
Well, I don't get what you mean.
We can just leave it there.
No, we can't, because then if anyone comes looking for it, then...
You think police officers are going to break into a vampire cafe and find the bag and also make it back alive to the police station to scrutinize the evidence?
You just see a slow smile start breaking across my face. Oh, like maybe not though.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're okay on that then.
Okay.
Aristotle's fan art's in the chat. Please avert your eyes. Or no, attend your eyes. The opposite of avert. Invert your eyes.
Invert your eyes. Look at your brains.
How is dude that good that quick? That's amazing.
Aracito is a magician.
That's
really
so
good.
awesome. He's a vampire.
I just realized for like the rest of your undead life, you're gonna have half your head of hair missing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I love
the
it.
thing is,
It's totally Lavin.
A vampire always reverts to the state of hair that they had when they were turned. They can shave hair off, but I don't think they can spontaneously grow it.
I doubt it. But yeah, no, that's totally her.
Actually, the paragraph that talks about how vampires are static for the rest of their lives has the addendum, except for Zamisi, which can make permanent changes to vampiric corpses with vicissitude.
Oh, wow.
So,
if I ever want long hair on the other side, I can have it.
yeah, and as long as Maria is still sane at that point.
Maria's like the best girlfriend ever.
I am just fantastic.
So you guys get stood up.
That's amazing.
You bring the body into the back room, into the kitchen. The body is going to be taken care of, says Alexis. You trust her explicitly, at least. Maria and
I certainly do. Yeah.
Are compelled to. And
I'm like hesitantly like I'm just like giving her like the coy look of someone who's like instantly suspicious. I'm like, sure, like hand over the bag, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure it won't come back and bite us in the ass at some point. I can just see it now. 3 months down the road, we're gonna be like, oh, we got this thing you gotta do. Remember when we got rid of that body for you? Yeah, that never fucking happens.
Well, maybe it'll be worth it.
One good turn deserves another. We'll just.
Are you saying that to Alexis?
Oh, I freaking hope not.
To us as we're like walking around, I think.
I think he's saying it to us.
I'm asking if Damien is saying that to Alexis.
Alexis isn't in the room, right?
No, you're handing it to her. She's the one in the kitchen.
I'm out the back handing it to.
Oh, handing it to them. Got it.
We're bringing it in. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that was the situation.
She's helping us, so.
Very much so.
Whatever.
I'm not a big fan of relying on people who run coffee shops.
Bed and breakfasts?
Yes. It's not a huge.
We'll try to keep this stuff to a minimum, Alexis.
Oh wait, so you guys are talking to her?
No.
Okay, are we all going in? We're going in.
Well, I was just hanging with Damien, so I figured I would have gone in with him when he brought the body in.
It's fine. The point is they bring the body back. Damien isn't saying anything uncouth to Alexis, and we can all move on.
It wouldn't be outside my character though, so.
It wouldn't be outside your character though. I was asking if you did it to her face because you would have experienced repercussions.
No.
The thing is, for Lavin and Maria, remember that Alexis is a hippie from the 60s?
She probably cuts it up and puts it in the food.
She's they don't serve food. It's a vampire cafe.
They don't do food.
So she's a hippie from the 60s, and because she was turned, she's young.
Yeah.
But if she was just a hippie from the 60s, she would actually be like the exact
85 years old or whatever. Yeah.
No, she would be the exact age to be your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Because
right.
So she is her and Morty. That's not his name. It's
oh god.
Sure, what was his name?
It's Montgomery. I think it's like M something.
Yeah, it's M something. It's not Monty, is it?
No,
Murray.
it might be Monty. It might be Monty.
Murray?
It might be Murray.
I wrote it down. It's Murray.
Like Murray. Okay.
He's a forgettable character. He's not. There's not as much written. Anyway, they could be your parents, and so the fact that you feel maternal connections to her is like
makes sense.
Even though she's like your age physically, it doesn't.
No, I get that. Yeah.
No, yeah, I totally get it.
Right. So, the night is yours. The body is stashed. Maybe we should take a break here since we're at a little lull, and it's technically when we should be taking a break. Unquestioningly that Alexis was going to take care of this body, so your mind's at ease about that. It's only like 1 a.m. though, and sunrise isn't for, another 5 hours. So what are you going to do?
Let's see.
Do we have our place to stay probably dialed in by the time we need to get out of here? But we're gonna need to. Yeah, tonight's not the night to go over there and try and close it up.
All right. Well, there's a couple of things I would like to do first. I want to see.
Why don't you tell the party the things you want to do and see which ones they want to do?
Okay. So, I don't know. I guess we're all standing out the back, and I put a cigarette in my mouth and then not light it, obviously. And I just look at everyone. And I'm like, well, I think what I need to do is definitely, we need to do is, if we want to keep this place, which sounds like we do, we need to make.
I do.
Exactly. I think it's a good place. We need to first make the upstairs safe to walk around in, and during the sunlight times, obviously.
But speaking of, you're the only one that's been up there. Is it super cool?
I mean,
is it big? I mean, it's as big as the club, isn't it?
It's the whole top floor, right, Rick?
It's the whole top floor.
Right, but so the club it's not high ceilinged, right? But it has the same floor space as the club, right? Out of necessity.
Yeah.
So it's.
Is there enough room for 5 people to live comfortably?
Not 5 humans, but 5 vampires that only need to literally become catatonic. It's
at least for now. It's a good starting point, right?
Right,
4 vampires, because Rodney can't stay.
He can stay.
What?
He can stay. He's
And there's probably like roof access and.
Oh yeah, no, there is. There totally is. There's fire escapes and all that shit. So.
Oh, cool.
Should do us well.
It's a nice place, but we need to make sure that we get some people up there to make it soundproof. And on top of that, we need to do something about this alibi because, there are police members, blues out there that take pride in their work. So after about a week or so, this guy's going to come up missing. Maybe even sooner, depending on if his employees give a shit. Which they probably do because they want to get paid. So, first thing we need to do is you two, since you're the face of the new owners of this place, and I point to Maria and Lavin, I was like, you need to make sure that all the employees keep getting paid somehow.
Okay.
That's step number 1. Step number 2 is myself and Braden here. We need to go talk to some of his, seedier companions, I guess.
We're not going to get another fight, are we?
Well, it really depends how seedy they are, but I suspect their lawyers are going to be a bit of a pushover, but...
Oh, okay, it's just their lawyers, yeah. We
we can ask the lawyer, we can find out what he knows, and we can go from there, because I suspect that this guy has bigger connections than just whatever. So, if all we need to do is make sure that the club becomes ours, we can get the lawyer to verify that the sale happened, and after that, shouldn't be a problem. At least in the eyes of the law.
Black it out, right?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think we should split up. I mean, I'm just gonna say Lavin's really good at lying to people and making them feel things, and maybe that might be useful in both of the tasks.
I'm kind of like twirling my hair. Yeah, I am like pretty good at that.
All right, fine. We all go together.
I lean into Rodney a little bit, like, has Levin made you feel things, Rodney?
She made me feel sad when she accused me of... No, that was you. You made me feel sad.
I didn't accuse you of anything. Also, we can't deal with the payroll stuff tonight anyway because it is too soon. So...
Also, Maria, I'm pretty sure vampires don't get boners no more, so...
Well, they said we can do the thing where we make ourselves...
I mean, they definitely can.
He would have to go out of his way to put fucking blood into his
Well,
dick.
you still feel it. You can still feel.
Well, that's what
the
you do when
feeling
you're
of getting one
alive.
without
I mean, like
having
now
one.
that I know this is a thing, I'm pretty sure I've probably slept with like any number of, and I just trail off right there. Vampire.
You were probably fed on a bunch, cause you go to clubs and stuff.
Oh, I probably was. Oh man, imagine.
I don't even want to think about how cold the penis would be. That's no, I'm not going to do that.
You prefer your penis is warm?
I prefer my penises well and truly away from me. Thank you very much.
Rodney giggles.
Rodney, I used to like you, but I'll slap the shit out of you if you keep laughing at these dumb fucking jokes.
Sorry, it was funny.
All right.
So like,
So
we're
we-
going to, like,
how about
see
we
his
all just
lawyer?
go-
Shouldn't you type something up
So-
for him to sign?
So
We look. All we
Wait,
need to do
fire?
is walk in there, threaten him a bunch, get him to write an affidavit about the sale, have him sign it, and then I don't know. One of you can suck his blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go wake up the lawyer.
Oh, you know, if he's this slime ball's lawyer, he's probably still awake. So.
Yeah,
But,
like only slime balls are awake at this hour? Oh my god, what do you even mean? I'm always awake at this hour.
Anyway,
Oh,
let's
like
go.
an hour.
So I got the Rolodex card wreckage. What type of information do we have on him?
It just is an address and a phone number, and it just says lawyer. Like it says lawyer, address, phone number.
All right. I guess I'm gonna go make a phone call to see what type of response we get at this hour. Like if we ring and it rings out, then we might need to B&E to find where he lives. So
Yeah, that's possible. Probably the best place to start would be the office, though.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like I mean, okay, well let's go there then, I guess. But you know, it's one of those things where like.
I mean, you can
get
call
in a
first.
get in a cab, go there. He's like, oh, he's not there, and then like later on, like anyway, doesn't matter.
All right.
Our crimes are getting much longer. So.
It's not a crime to go to somewhere at 1 a.m. It's not a crime to just go somewhere unless it's off limits. So it's not even far from the club.
Mm-hmm.
It is not technically in what would become your turf once you hand that down. But it is in a similar shady, shitty neighborhood. Like you pull up and there's a laundromat and there's like a tattoo parlor and there's like a liquor store and then like a closet wedged in between two of those things. You see a crooked, poorly lit sign that reads Shady Steve, discount lawyer, and then the tagline, you get what you pay for.
So, have I ever run into like criminal lawyers before? Like people who are like, you know, literally Saul Goodman. Like, there's no other way to describe what I'm asking here. Are there lawyers in this world that I've run into that their entire careers are based upon defending clearly criminal types and weaseling them out of fucking custodies and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's called being a defense attorney.
I mean, there's defense attorney, then there's
like obviously guilty defense attorney.
Yeah, like this guy who has face tattoos, who's clearly at the scene with blood on his hands. I've found a legal loophole to get him out of being in custody before his trial, and then he never shows up to his trial, sort of thing.
So basically, like in the criminal justice system, there are those that right, exactly. So if you've ever watched and now the stream's gonna be muted.
Is Steve's last name Wolf and his first name is actually Richard?
Right. Anyway, if you've seen Law and Order, it's not 100% realistic with how often the detectives end up at the courthouse, but frequently detectives do end up at the courthouse to testify about cases. So, are you tangentially aware of sort of scummy lawyers? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You've had to work against them before to put people behind bars. You've also sometimes had to work with them to prosecute people and put them behind bars. So you have a non-zero amount of knowledge of lawyers.
Okay. 0% chance of running into this guy, yeah?
No, yeah, you've never run into this guy.
Great, perfect. Because I don't want him knowing that I'm a cop, because that would make
No.
things...
Is there an open
super
sign,
hard.
or is it just, or is it like, or is it look closed?
Well, there isn't an open sign. But it also, as I said, the sign is crooked and poorly lit. There's no indication that it is closed or open.
All right, I go to the door, try it. Is it open?
Yeah.
Yeah, it opens.
All right, I go in.
So you enter into what looks like a, it's like a 70s or 60s sort of waiting room decor.
So brown couches that are made out of
Yeah,
fabric, sort of
very
thing?
very dated decor that almost looks like a motel. And also it hasn't been upkept in any way. There's a television also clearly from like the 60s, probably only does black and white. It's like literally punched in and probably has been for a while.
So maybe I say under my breath as I walk in, it's like, yeah, this is the front for something. You know, like straight away, just like, you know, when you
Lawyer
walk into a
Damien, like,
lawyer's
not-
office and they don't give a fuck about the waiting room, you can tell that they're just like, this is just here for the purpose of
Braden-
me having a place to put my address on my business cards, right? So
Braden looks at Damien. Why do you think everything is a front for everything else?
He's
Can't something
paranoid.
just be Rodney? Rodney,
What?
chill.
No, like my dad's a lawyer. This does not look like a lawyer's office.
Well,
Not a
exactly.
real one, anyway.
The sign says you get what you pay for.
Well, there's the lawyer that someone of your level would go to, and then there's someone around here lawyer would go to.
you do realize we have color TVs, right, Maria?
Yeah.
Well, this one's punched in. It doesn't even work anyway.
So I'm gonna go to the, like, there's obviously like
The office.
The office.
Like there's
yeah.
like there's another door that's like, you know, it says like, Steve McGuffin or whatever. No, Steve McDonald. We're not gonna name another character McGuffin.
Let's
That
call
was-
his last name Wolf. Come on, it's got to be Wolf.
So, okay, Steve Wolf. It says Steve Wolf, attorney at law. There's like a plaque, right? And
We did it,
and,
fam.
It opens into the back room, and you open the back room, and there is a
And the deed to the lawyer shop is on the desk.
he's dead.
Well, at least we got a second axe now.
happening to us?
We just need
Now we got
just,
2 axes.
yeah, we just need to find another 2 people that are connected to this guy who are dead with axes, and then everyone get an axe, right?
Yeah, it's just you're cursed that everyone that you try to go visit gets killed with an axe, and then
And the deed to whatever they own is just laying out. It's a very specific curse.
Real
curse-
estate is easy.
The curse of finders keepers, right? Like,
if you want to meet someone alive, you have to run into them. You can't intend to go visit them. Anyway, right. So this is a like, it's slightly more taken care of. There is a desk and a chair for like multiple people to sit in front of that desk and chair. And there is another door with a like a moth-eaten lawyer suit hanging from it. Like, you know how you have a hook on a door sometimes to hang
Yes.
clothing?
This
And
place is gross. Also, no one's gonna wear that. I'm looking down at my my boots, my heeled boots, and like trying to make sure they're not getting dirty. And you can tell I'm definitely not going to sit down.
There's nothing
Also-
wrong with this suit. I like take it off, but I'm like,
There's-
see, look.
There's like okay.
Ugh.
So when you go to the suit to go put it on, you hear noise on the other side of the door.
I open the door. Go through.
All right. There is a well past middle-aged, bald, fat man in a wife beater and white undies sitting in a reclining chair watching television.
Close your
and-
legs, please, sir.
And he's got like a blanket and a pillow, and there's like a refrigerator and like a toilet all in this like tiny little space.
Mr.
And he
Wolf.
goes, "Ah!"
Mr. Wolf, I presume.
I don't have any money.
I'm not here for your money.
I don't.
You represent a friend of ours.
Maybe. What? What did I do? I didn't do it. I didn't represent anybody.
Put
I
some
don't represent
fucking
anybody.
pants on, and then let's have a talk. Yeah.
You're holding my pants.
Give me these fucking pants.
All right, I give him the pants, but I keep the jacket.
I throw his pants at him.
He's like he's trying to get his pants on, but like they don't fit him anymore. You can tell that like he struggles to put them on whenever he puts them on, and so he's like, "What do you want from me?" As he tries to put his pants on.
We have you know, a little request for you.
You want me to represent you in a legal matter?
No, we want you to be a witness.
I don't want to see anything.
I like pull out the deed and like unfold it and like set it on the desk.
This place is ours now, and you're going to sign an affidavit, something stating that your former, well, current employer. What was his name?
Oh my god.
Is
Is it Max?
The former owner of this nightclub
Tequila
sold it
Tango.
to
his name was Tequila Tank.
sold it.
His name's just
Yeah.
like, what do you-
He named the club after himself. Yeah.
Yeah, sold it to our dear friend Lavin here. And you're going
Sure
to
did.
put that on paper
So it's
for us.
my
Sign
club
it.
now.
Yeah.
It's I.
You don't have any questions. In fact, you don't have much time.
Uh,
We'll need you to write the affidavit.
What? You can just kind of
Like
during
now.
business hours and
No, these are our business hours.
I
I suggest you make this quick. It could get, I don't know, painful?
I'd listen to her.
this is
Short notice, I know. Now
Right.
get to work.
so because of the expedience of this, I will have to ask for rush fees.
Sure. How many fingers do you want broken?
Let me write that up for you immediately, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Smart man.
I'm gonna have to ask for a rush fee. Yeah, that's what, like 4 fingers.
I like that he was crooked enough to like consider that.
He goes back into his office where there are some filing cabinets, and he like
The moment he leaves his room, wreckage. Does he have like a desk or something in here?
no.
Okay.
He lives
There's
in the back.
barely enough room for the recliner, the television,
Okay.
the refrigerator, and the toilet, and he clearly sleeps in the recliner.
All right, I'm gonna follow him and make sure he doesn't have like a piece somewhere, because I imagine he has like a handgun somewhere in here.
No,
he seems like the type of guy that has a handgun in his office. So.
He might have a handgun, maybe somewhere that you don't know that, but he's definitely just going through his cabinets looking for the correct paperwork, and also clearly his cabinets are not well kept. No shock.
So we're just standing around, kind of like waiting for him to do this.
Yeah.
He had the guts to ask for the fee. That's something.
So while you're standing there waiting, it's Rodney who leans into Damien and says, "It's almost been 10 minutes. If we don't hurry up, he's gonna remember some of this."
Steve, could we get a move on here?
I don't do a lot of that. I do a
It's
lot.
going to need to happen
I'm
quickly,
looking
more
for the
quickly than you're used to.
I'm looking for the form.
Any piece of
He's
paper will
probably
do.
used to things going very quickly.
Should I? Should I bite
Any
him?
piece of paper will do.
I can I help him,
but
Wreckage,
if
with
it-
like a law check or something like that? I don't know.
Just write it up and sign it, and it'll do.
Yeah, no, it won't hold up in a court of law if it's just a piece of paper, ma'am.
Wreckage, if I bite him now, can we like restart the
Oh,
clock?
he'll be totally out of it.
Just restart
Yeah.
the call.
See, that is something you can do because if you bite him now, he will be out of it for 10 minutes
Or
and
another
then
10 minutes.
and then 10 minutes after this, so it'd be 20 minutes.
Right.
But you
won't be able to feed on him again because it'd be dangerous. huh?
Right, he'll die.
Right.
No, actually, because you can take up to 2 blood from a person and they'll
So
be
you take
fine.
one.
So
then
if you
wait.
take 1 blood,
All right. I run in real quick and take 1 blood from him.
Well, while he's messed up, he won't be able to do the thing, right? Like,
Right, so we have to wait that 10 minutes.
Oh, I can use
Yeah.
10 minutes to go through his belongings and see if there's any other businesses this guy's taken
Sure.
over. So
Okay, yeah. So Braden.
well, I guess, I don't. Even we, so say we
look,
wait. 20...
here's the thing, right? Let's say that Braden does his thing, sucks some blood out of him, right? He's out for 10
Right.
minutes. I can take a look over the room, spend the 10 minutes looking through his paperwork, find other businesses that he represents, and then maybe we can like ghoul this guy if he's like interconnected with a bunch of businesses. Because the moment this guy's ghouled is the moment we can just have legal representation or the paperwork necessary to just be like, yeah, that's ours now. We just have that. So
this guy's stellar legal representation.
Yeah.
but
you know,
I, was
if-
thinking, I don't think we want to ghoul this guy.
Who's taking
so
blood?
So
Braden.
I'll run in there. I'll poke him in the stomach. I'll say, "Hey, buddy, we're gonna try this again in a few more minutes, and you better be a little bit faster." And I bite him in the neck.
Right. So you take 1 blood.
Yep.
do you have anything in his system, like say booze?
No, surprisingly.
Microwave dinner? Do you taste that?
A lot of sodium.
Like he was eating like a tub of cottage cheese when you
Some
guys
high
Oh.
cholesterol blood.
with like a spoon.
That's worse than ice cream by a considerable mile.
Yeah, weirdly, cottage cheese is worse than ice cream. So, all right. So you have 10 minutes. Are you going to move him back to his room? Like, what is?
I'm gonna-
No,
Yeah.
I want him at his desk,
Yeah.
like ready to go.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna do whatever I can to speed up the process. Expedite. Yeah. So look for paperwork that represents, deed transferal or anything like that.
Sure. I need you to. I need Lavin to do this.
Yeah, I feel like we'd all be searching.
well,
What
no,
am
I
I rolling for you?
I need Lavin to do this because she needs to make a perception law roll.
Gotcha.
She's the only character with law.
I have
right,
law.
my daddy.
Oh,
My
do you?
daddy
I
had
do.
some
I have
law.
2 points in law.
Then you can make a
Oh,
perception
I thought you
law
were
roll.
saying lore.
Law.
Perception law.
Law. And law in World of Darkness literally means like legal.
The
law.
law.
The law.
Okay, there's my roll.
Perception law, Dave. If you want. All right. 1 success better. So yeah, you guys can have the affidavit, the document, the correct document, like ready and
All right.
on his desk.
So can we do this thing, right, where he comes out of his stupor and we're sitting at the dustbin like, and then I said, oh, yes. So how's the affidavit coming? You signing it yet?
So you're doing literally the Men in Black thing where you're at a pie shop having pie and you're like, tell the guy to not do the. No, it doesn't quite work that way.
Damn
because
it. I really wanted it to work that way.
I also really want it to work that way for comedic sake, but like the stupor of the kiss, that is a it's not like a hard stop on either side like the MIB neuralizer where like you're out of it and then you come back into it.
Mhm.
It's like you come down and come up. So it's about 10 minutes on either side,
All right.
but it varies. And also like he will gradually come out of a stupor and then suddenly be. So if you're sitting there, he'll be in a stupor with you there for a while, and then like you should probably walk in, is what I'm saying, after he like fully comes.
Within that 10-minute space, can I have found any sort of other businesses that he represents that?
His files are a complete and utter mess.
I don't know. I got 2 successes, so.
Yes, you did get 2 successes, which is not a lot, and finding the correct paperwork is less difficult than sorting out his files to see if.
All right, I'll just go through his contacts. Like he has like a black book or something like that has contacts in it. That's a good starting place.
I'd like to look around for a pistol.
All right, but no, you don't have time. Neither of you have time to do anything else in the 10 minutes.
Okay.
You other 2 are not doing it. You didn't look for the affidavit or whatever. So if there's anything either of you would like to search for,
well, yeah, I want to. Since I was in where he was like shuffling papers around, I'll look and see if there's anything laying around like that he was looking for to try to expedite the process when he comes to.
No, they found it. That's what they found, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what they spent the time searching for, so that when he comes to, it'll be there.
All right, well then I'll look for other clients of his, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That will require a perception investigation roll.
Okay.
Could I help Braden with that?
You can do a perception investigation roll. In this instance, it wouldn't be an assist because you're both looking.
Wow, what is your perception? 1?
No, I don't have any investigation.
Oh, okay.
His perception is 2, and he has no investigation.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for
Mine's not gonna be very good either.
the 3rd or 4th time in a row, he's gotten his success with only 2 dice.
Yeah.
As has Maria. So between the 2 of you, you can find like the cabinet that has like current cases in it, which has.
Is it in a vanilla folder that says bad guys?
No, this guy's not a big player, Dave. He's actually just shit. He's got wads of. It looks like garbage, but they're crumpled up pieces of like notebook paper that are in here that have like people's like quickly scrawled down contact information. It looks like, but he doesn't have contact information for the number of cases he has. It's clear that like people come to him and he does a thing. And
then they never see him again.
And the very rare times that he feels like he might need to contact somebody again, he like crumples up a note and tosses it in there like a garbage can.
I guess in the few things that we did find, I didn't see any names that were familiar to me. Did I?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Okay.
You know, you see things like if you go through the active case information, the information that you get is largely things like, I'm trying to get this guy like knocked over a grocery store and I'm gonna get him to not be arrested. Or there's also a lot of like, told person that I could totally sue their significant other for breaking their favorite piece of china. You know, definitely actually can't sue them for this. You know, just it's a bunch of shitty, crappy bull honky. You know, negotiating payday loans. You know, all of the terrible things that a lawyer, like a really bit part-time lawyer, could do, he's into.
Cool.
Nice.
Can we put this guy's place somewhere on the map, by the way?
It's not on your turf.
I thought you said it was next to the
Nope.
nightclub. No?
I said
it's
the
out of
exact
the-
opposite.
Yeah, it's okay. It's enough out of the turf that it's not on the map. Got it.
Okay.
Um,
All right, places everyone. He wakes up. We walk in. We go.
who are you?
Mr. Wolf, we've been over this. We need you to
What?
sign that affidavit.
I
What?
don't know if you've been drinking or what, but we need to get out of here like yesterday.
I don't
Hurry
drink.
up. Look,
I'm like 10 years sober.
look at the deed. I'm the new owner of the Tequila Tango, and I need this.
He like, he's still in his wife beater. His pants are barely on. There's an
Look,
affidavit in front of him. The
It
deed's
took
right
you
there.
15 minutes to find these papers.
I did what I did. So I need a manipulation subterfuge roll from Lavin.
Okay. I got this, boys. I got this.
I believe in you.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
That's a failure, by the way.
Those damn
That's
ones.
that's a
A botch.
that's a botch.
It's not a botch. It's
No,
just
it's not a
failure.
botch. Right, that's
You
correct.
have, you should have, yeah, there'd have to be an extra one for it to be a botch.
Uh-huh.
Right, it's not into the negatives. So it's just a failure. He says, "I'm sorry, miss, but I seem to have forgotten the specifics of this case. I'll have to call my client to confirm that he has sold you this property."
Alright,
I go up
I'd
to
like
him,
to
and
use
slap
presence.
him, slap him in the back of in the face, and just like,
What the fuck? What's going on?
This will be my first instance of this, but I'd like to use presence to,
okay,
yeah.
All right. What would you
wiggle
like
the
to do?
tushy, make him like want to do
I
things.
just, yeah, kind of want him to
Well,
trust
no,
me and want to please me, basically.
But what is the powers of presence?
Isn't it? Can't I make him like me?
So presence,
trust
what
me.
what you have awe? That's it. Yeah, first thought.
Yeah.
So you spend a blood point, roll charisma plus performance. The number of successes rolled determines how many people are or affected. Add note on the chart below if there's more people in presence than the characters can influence or effects with the lower willpower ratings first. The power stays in effect, blah, blah. So one success
Anyway,
is
roll
one
charisma.
person. Those affected can use willpower points to overcome the effect. Okay, blah, blah.
Dave, that's enough. Roll charisma plus performance, difficulty 7.
Okay. Performance.
It doesn't actually tell you
roll,
what
and
it
then
does, but okay.
It
set
does,
the
just in a
difficulty
different
to
place.
7.
whoa!
That's the first
Alright.
time you've actually used it
Nice.
and got something. That's cool. So 5 successes. Does it do anything? Yeah, everyone in the vampire's immediate vicinity in the entire
No, that's not
auditorium
how.
and mob.
No, that can be, but that was not her goal. So that's not what happens.
I know, but just so you know, 5 successes there Tuesday means that you can literally do an entire stadium of people.
Nice.
An entire auditorium.
And,
But
That's awesome.
and mob. It literally says mob. So
an
you,
auditorium or a mob, which I think is still smaller than stadium, but that's neither here nor here. That's splitting hairs.
it's a good 60 people.
What do you say, or like, what do you do? What is the actual?
So I say, look, Steve Wolf, we have wasted enough time here. I am the new
Bum-bum.
owner of the Tequila Tango, and I need this affidavit right now.
So
Is affidavit the right word? Are we using the right word?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'll Google it.
Oh, what are we having? I thought he was signing a thing that says like so and so.
It's a deed
Right, that's what it is.
transference. That's what
Oh,
he's doing right now. so.
okay. And I need this deed transference signed now.
He's being a witness to a legal document, basically.
Sure.
Like a notary.
Yes, a notary. Yes, exactly, a notary. Yes. He's notarizing the deed transference from his client to you.
So this guy, like,
Affidavit is the right word, by the way.
Oh, good. Okay. It felt
so,
legit.
I thought that was the right word. Yeah.
Basically, like a written statement that holds up in court.
who
There
here
you go.
watches anime?
I am looking
I told
for
you. I told
recommendations.
you earlier how much anime I know.
I've only watched Berserk, and it was amazing.
That's them Japanese cartoons, right?
Oh God, I need new friends and new players.
You know, I watched the Naruto.
I used to watch a lot. I don't have time anymore.
Is that
That's fine.
Pokemon?
Oh, Dave, you could do whatever you wanted these days. Anyway,
Yes,
That's true. I could.
we enjoy anime. Yes.
in anime, sometimes in order to express excessive affection or infatuation, the pupils will turn into hearts.
I've seen that.
Yes.
And sometimes they don't only they also pulse.
Right. That's a little bit more Looney Tunes to have it pulse.
Pulse and twinkle.
But
the sound of pants tightening.jpg.
he basically his irises do basically turn into hearts almost, and his tongue lolls out of his mouth, and he starts signing the affidavit while like
Ogling.
not even just ogling, but like, anything for you, mistress, please. Just what else can I do for you? Please, can we just spend more time together? Like, etc.
Mhm.
It
I
just
make the
grovels at
anime
your
wah noise.
Ooh.
Wah.
The quicker we can get out of here, the better. Please just draw this up, and
He's
we'll
already
be on our way.
finished, but he's asking for more from you, obviously. Like, he's handing it to you and groveling at your feet
I
for.
see.
Obviously, you're going to call him later.
Ask him
right?
if he's got any pieces in here that we can take.
Do you have a handgun, Steve?
No,
A knife, perhaps?
no. I have kitchen knives. Do you need a kitchen knife? I'll go get a kitchen knife.
Ask,
Do you want
ask
me to-
him. Ask him
No.
if he knows any gangbangers in the area.
Do you know anything about any local gangs?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll be
people would-
seeing you later. Don't call me,
When?
I'll call you.
When? Now? 10 minutes from
Tomorrow.
now?
Sure, 10
Tomorrow?
minutes from now.
Lavin,
Ten-
at least give him a,
I look appalled when Damien says this to me. I look appalled.
No, just suck him a little bit. You know?
Just flat out.
Rodney's
Would
like-
somebody mind, Brayden? Are you still hungry?
All right, and I say, "Hey, see you in 10 minutes, buddy," and then I bite him on the neck again.
All right, you take one more blood from him.
Yep.
Mark it down. He goes back into a stupor. And you guys leave with a signed affidavit from a lawyer saying that the transaction occurred.
His
Great.
lawyer, nonetheless. That's awesome.
Oh man, we should have got him to like. Okay.
Well, you know what we need to do is
we need to make we need to give him an alibi as to where he's gone now. So we should have done that while he was like, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm. No, he wouldn't remember it anyway.
Well, I mean, it's more like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just realized he wouldn't remember it.
So even
But
if
you know,
even if we did do it, so that's not going to help us. You're right, because he's going to forget it.
You know what we probably do need to do, guys? I think we're gonna have to go look at dude's signature because someone's gonna have to try and forge that because it also needs to be on here. We already got the important part signed, but it needs to look like dude was here when this happened.
No, I don't think it really does because the deed isn't in his name. Legal representation is fine.
Okay, is that because it's one of those weird deeds?
Yes, it's because it's one of
owner
those weird
held?
deeds. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Wish I could just ask my dad.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to drag your dad into this shit.
That was really sad.
So I still look, yeah, I'm still kind of pouting a little bit. Anyway, what do you guys, where are we going?
I say we go to the hardware store and get something a little more something.
For what?
Well, we gotta start blacking out this
Oh,
place.
some steaks.
Yeah,
and we gotta.
the blackout
yeah.
stuff would maybe
we got
even
a window to fix.
We got
Yeah.
black spray paint and. Well, wait. How are we gonna get up there tonight? I don't think we should go back there tonight.
Well, you should go there and say, "Hey, I'm the owner of this place. Make sure everyone's fucking hunky dory with that." Because the employees need to keep getting paid. Then you need to spend a bit of time working out how money gets actually made in that thing.
This is a little soon, probably. Like there was a fire and he hasn't been seen in 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't think like we should do that right now. I actually agree with Rodney.
All right, then we'll do.
We've done plenty tonight. It's there's only a couple hours left in the evening.
You know what I want to do, Wreckage? I want to go look at my house. I want to go back to my house.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I want to first thing make sure it's not being watched by feds, because I imagine it would be.
Perception, investigation.
Yeah. Okay. Because I want to get that cat and some other stuff.
Oh, now you care about the cat.
Oh no, dude.
There you go.
Come on.
It's not actively being watched, but with 4 successes, I can tell you that after your fiasco, there's no way that it's it doesn't have like a van sitting outside. There isn't a man pretending to read a newspaper watching the door or anything. But it might be wiretapped. It might they may have an informant who's agreed to say if they see you again.
Yeah, so if I
there's no way that they have completely
ignored it. Yeah. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go up a fire escape to my place, and break into my own house.
All right. Window.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm not coming back, so I do it silently, but I don't care about the repercussions of having a broken window in my own home.
All right.
So I pack a bag, clothing, any documents related to contacts I might need.
So here's the thing:
Mhm.
you break open the window, and the apartment is already in shambles.
Yeah, but
and
they're not
pretty
going to take my clothing.
No, it like your clothing is there.
Hmm.
The cat's gone. Any documentation you had is gone. Any extra sort of like a piece that you kept under your bed or whatever is gone. It's clearly been like investigated by police. It has been searched.
Yeah, this has Ramirez written all over it. Ugh, that guy was a thug. Never liked me either. I bet he enjoyed this shit. I just imagine him just be like, "It's not here, fucking."
Like tip over bookcase.
Yeah. Gotta check behind the fridge.
Yeah, the place is fucking destroyed.
Yeah. What can I salvage from here? Anything?
Your clothes, they're right. They didn't take any clothes, but virtually anything that could be like even maybe tangentially evidence has been taken, probably even impounded.
Okay. All right. Well, did I have any photos or anything like that?
Gone.
Keepsakes?
Gone.
You fucking serious? God damn it. All right. Well, I pack a go bag and I just leave, I guess. Why is it eating a banana?
I don't know.
All right. So, what was that? I missed just the very last thing.
Yeah, I
you
just
said.
pack a go bag of whatever I can. So,
Clothing. And so you leave again out the window.
Yep.
And into the night. Much like Damien, there are a couple hours left. Damien's going off to do something personal. Does anybody have anything else?
I'll stop. I say that I'll stop by a hardware store on the way back and pick up a couple of instruments of protection.
You might not have time to do the shopping yourself.
Okay.
Just with the hour in the evening, you could definitely do it at the start of the next night. No problem. No real expenditure of time or money.
How much time do we have?
2 hours, 3 hours, maybe.
Okay. I probably don't have any time to do anything, so
Okay.
probably just back to the taste.
Anybody else? 2-3 hours.
So I think once we're back there, I'll try and assess how busy they seem. If they don't seem busy, I am gonna ask Lexus if she knows how we can black out a place, or if there's a
We already
service
asked
does it.
that.
Oh, what did she say?
She said that there was people that do that.
Nice. Okay. So we
No,
can get
she
there.
didn't say there were people that do that. She said that you should get someone to do that for you because.
And
other
she
people
also
don't.
said black spray paint can work in a pinch.
Yeah, black spray paint is like, but multiple coats is also another thing that she said. Like, don't underestimate how much sunlight can get in. You do also have a broken window to address.
Look, we can very easily hire some people to just come up and do it.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
We can just
Yeah,
say
we can just tell them that we
we can
don't
just
want
say
one of
that we
those.
want to turn it into a like a recording studio. Boom.
Yep. Photo lab,
No
recording
problem.
studio, whatever.
Mhm.
Sure.
Just get a contractor, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll that's gonna go great.
We're the customer.
Right. So we're at the top of the hour again. Let's take another break. Besides evacuating your various orify and getting other snacks and etc. Give a thought to what you're gonna do tomorrow night, because you guys will you guys will be going to bed in the taste and waking up the next night here. So break. We go to the taste and we go to bed.
Mhm.
So the sun rises. And you all go catatonic. Then a couple hours before sunrise, Damien wakes up.
Mhm.
Or before sunset, sorry. And like you can wander the taste board.
I mean, I read.
Right. And then a couple hours after that, it's actual sunset, and everybody else wakes up.
Oh, was there any
Good
evidence
morning.
of what she did with the body? Like, maybe I would have looked into that.
It's just gone.
It's just gone. Okay.
I mean, the suitcase you had it in is gone.
Yeah, sure. So.
Damien, did you call some contractors?
Actually, that probably would have done that. Is there a yellow pages or something like that in here?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. I would have looked for something like, I like the idea of like soundproofing it as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you said it was soundproofed already, right? For the most part.
His office is soundproofed.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about soundproofing in his apartment because he doesn't, sleep at night when the club is open.
Yeah, so I look into contractors for making, I guess, turning it into like a recording studio.
That's a good idea.
Least suspicious way to...
Uh-huh.
But probably the most expensive way, but least suspicious.
Yeah, it's extremely expensive because remember, this is LA, which means it's adjacent to Hollywood, which means these services are readily available, but are also unionized.
Yep.
They're SAG unionized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So in my talks with them, do they give any sort of like costs in terms of like resources?
Well, so at first it's very much like, "Oh, what kind of recording studio do you want to do?" And you're like, "Well, I'm just converting a small space." Like, at first, they're not like, "Oh, you're not doing like a whole building." You know, like that's sort of what they're.
It's the top floor of a building on top of a nightclub. So like, I tell them that much at least anyway.
Like you sort of get some. The answer that you get back is basically like that's sort of a non-standard contract. It's outside of what we usually do. It's smaller than what we usually do, but we're gonna have to charge. We're gonna have to charge a little extra to even consider taking a job at such at such a low square footage. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and the issue is that in order to afford this contracting job, one of you would need 4 resource dots, which none of you do have.
What's the highest we got? 3.
Yeah.
Can we combine resource pools?
No. Because
resource 4 is like a status or like whatever, right?
Well, all resources are an abstraction of how much money you have. And in fact, since all of you are no longer employed and are losing familial contacts, like these resources are going to go away.
All right, but here's what I do, Wreckage. I get like a quote, find out the name of these contractors.
Yep.
There's more that we can do as vampires to these guys than just say paying them to fix it. So, theoretically speaking,
sure,
we could solve some of their other problems or make some problems for them. Like
an idea though is to just have the windows
they're a contracting business. So if you're going to do vampiric shenanigans, that ends up being a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then when call a mason and have the windows brick.
Yeah, and then when that comes up as too expensive, I'll do the next best thing and maybe go to either go to like a outside a hardware store and go find like day workers or night workers, or there wouldn't be night workers, would there? But like, you know what I mean? Like the equivalent of like the handyman in the.
There's probably a flyer like want work.
Yeah, the handyman in the yellow pages with the smallest ad. Call him up and see if he wants to. How many windows would we have? Like maybe like 9 or so on the top floor.
So I don't know if you've ever seen one of those apartments above a business, and I certainly haven't seen apartments above a business in LA, but the apartments that are above businesses in my city, which is the only thing I can go off of, are literally 4 walls of windows, like just all windows.
Okay.
I assume it's for like appearances, right? Like to make the appearance of.
So if I say, look, we just need.
We could look on this street in LA, like with Google Street View.
Because this is like a separate building. Like it's not. Is it butting up against any other buildings, or is it separate? Does it have like alleys on both sides?
The building isn't totally separate, but it is the building that it shares a wall with is a 1-story building.
Okay.
So you have 2 floors that are essentially free standing.
All right, yeah, so I just find a guy and be like, hey, we're doing some renovations. We need you to replace windows with bricks.
Oh yeah, totally. That's good. I mean, bricks are pretty expensive, but
well, something solid, because eventually we're going to turn into a recording studio. So we're just laying the foundations, as it were, and it's easier to get other people to do it than it is to hire one. That's my excuse.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, bricks would probably be better in the long term, but if you're in a pinch, your time crunch or whatever, I guess I could put up some drywall.
No, go for the solid.
What?
Go for bricks, solid.
Right, that's more. What he's saying is it's more expensive to do bricks, but he can put up drywall for cheap.
How many resources are expensive?
Resources expensive is 3 resources, which Lavin has, but actually pulling all of that money for one expenditure would probably involve talking to the family that causes her to have that much money. Whereas drywall, getting together, all of you could probably, you might take a hit, but you could pay it off no problem, and it would just go under the radar. So you can have bricks in your windows. You can have your windows all bricked up in exchange for Lavin saying something to her family, which is a dangerous proposal. Or you could have drywall, which is not very great, but it would block the windows.
I would prefer if we had brick, so I'm willing to take a hit.
Oh, you're willing to take that hit?
Yes.
That Lavin needs to do. You're willing to
No,
take
you said everyone can pull together to take a hit.
Yeah, for 2. For the drywall. For it to go out without being noticed. Like, if you all come together, no one has to lose any resources to do the drywall job. But in order to do the brick job, Lavin will have to use 3 will have to call on her 3 resources dot, which is essentially her family. Now, this is also a good time to take a second out of character and mention that I don't like the way that money is handled in World of Darkness. It's supposed to be better for narrative situations, but because you exist in a modern world and have modern expenditures, sort of these arguments over, well, not even arguments, these sort of conceptualizations where you're trying to figure out how much resources you can get with a thing, and how does it work when you pool money together, and like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I would not be opposed, though you might be, to changing that system to actually tracking how much money you guys have.
No, I think resources is fine.
I don't, but for exactly this reason. However, for now, we can definitely shelf that conversation for another time.
So what do you guys think, out of character? Brick? Lavin talks to Daddy-O? Or, drywall?
So Lavin didn't talk to Daddy-O very much as it was, and in fact a bunch of her money came from doing shows, gigs, because she was kind of popular and pretty. She was able to get gigs that paid a fair bit in some decent clubs. So if she has to spend a bunch of that,
once this thing starts making money, we can just push all that money into.
That can become how you guys have resources dots.
Sure. Yeah.
But for now,
plus with having a singer with potence, presence. At this club,
potence won't help. Potence won't help in this situation.
But presence will. So
presence, yeah.
So you could very easily cover a lot of costs with your vampiric abilities. So
sure.
That's still not on the table. But right now we need to, my first priority is get the fuck away from the taste, because I really don't like being indebted to people like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think
out of character, if he ran some furring strips and hung drywall there and then mudded it and taped it and basically made it a wall, that works.
Yeah. The other thing is too, if we could maybe secure our sleeping space, maybe make a big deal about the door.
Yeah. Well, we can say that one room is going to be a photo lab or some junk, so that one needs to be blacked out. Maybe the other ones don't need to be quite as, maybe one room brick, the rest drywall.
Yeah, sure. But let's just do the drywall for now. We can funnel money into this later. But
okay, well, we can probably afford one room brick and do the rest drywall. You think? Or I guess, Rack, how would you feel about that? If we did the sleeping room brick, could we not need to call Daddy for that?
Well, the problem is I wake up 2 hours early, so.
I mean, yeah, but you can just deal. I'd say, yes, you can afford it that way, but sort of changing the conversation to this contractor to be I need you to make a photo room and then also drywall up the windows elsewhere.
Well, we don't. If we
He's not gonna-
we only actually need one room.
He's not going to ask questions, but he's going to be
Let's
like,
just
well,
do the
this-
whole space in drywall,
Yeah.
and then later
Okay.
on we can just brick it up. It'll be fine.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, yeah, sure, no problem. I got you covered. All right, I understand. Like you can hear ticker tape in the background or whatever. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. I can squeeze you in next week.
Can you make
probably
it?
looking at-
Can you make it sometime this week, like quickly?
I mean, I got other jobs got going on.
You a drinking man?
No. I mean, kind of. I mean, not in particular.
What if we throw in some extra, favors to get this done quickly?
I'm not into dudes.
I don't mean that. I mean, this is on top of a nightclub. You know, we own the nightclub.
I don't. Look, man, if you want to pay extra for me to expedite your job, that's fine.
Yeah, all right. How much is that then?
3 resource dots. Look, I'm not trying to be the pain in the ass here.
I mean,
but
you kind of are.
You're asking for something that's impossible. A contractor comes in and walls up your windows. That's a job that takes more than a week, probably, for the contractor to do, and he's not gonna bump you up.
Fine, we'll do it. We'll just spend a week at the fucking
We're
place.
gonna be lucky for it to get done in that week.
Yeah, it's contracting work. Like what you're ensuring is that it's professionally done, which is great. Because if you're just like garbage bagging your windows and spray painting them and stuff, then maybe there might be an issue. If you're professionally renovating, then you're looking at a schedule that is going to occur, and if you want to bump up that schedule and make it go faster, that's going to cost money.
All right, we do it your way, Wreckage. Let's
All right.
do a week.
All right. So this absolutely. Everybody else wakes up. Damien's like, all right, in a week from now, the next week, the contractor's going to get started, and then he might be done within by the end of the week, maybe. So you guys have that information now, and then the Tequila Tango upstairs apartment will be sun-proofed.
So the other thing that is worth pointing out too, if we get the books for the Tequila Tango and just leave them somewhere where I can access them in the morning, I can make headway on that with a simple roll. I don't know if that's worth doing or not.
What do you want to have access to?
The
The
financials.
accounting.
Oh, yeah.
So we can get ahead on making some money. Other than that,
Well, so
the world's the night's our oyster. So let's.
Yeah, I mean, you still haven't told the employees that the business has been sold. Someone hasn't even necessarily found the note yet. But yeah, those things are all set into motion.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to go to the club and do any of that tonight if you don't want to. What do you maybe want to do?
I would like to.
I mean, can we? Are we able to since we're waiting for this to happen, right? This contracting thing, are we able to sort of say, hey, over the next week or so, we're doing this and make progress on long-term stuff rather than doing night-to-night stuff?
No, we're always going to be night to night, but you can absolutely.
So it's going to take 14 episodes to get a fucking drywall put up?
Well, we won't always force something to occur in a night, but we will stop and say, "What are you doing tonight?"
Okay.
So we're never going to just be and a week from now, because also things might happen to you, not just things that you do.
All right. Well, obviously my first priority is to work out who the fuck is on either side of us. We met one of them. I don't know which side they're on, but
Who did you meet?
the vampires, fucking leather idiots.
Oh, right, the gangs. You wanna meet them.
Well, not meet them, just work out who they are. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah, we need
meeting
to
them.
figure out exactly who we're dealing with.
Because remember,
Sure.
we're in the middle of a fucking war zone, and at any point they could just be rolling deep on us.
Rolling in the deep.
So I guess the first thing we do before any of these places close is arm ourselves a little bit, maybe, because in case shit goes down.
Right. So, hardware store.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any preference on what they want?
I mean, I want a pistol, but since we don't have those yet, I would get some stakes probably,
Yeah,
Machete.
and at least a knife.
Yeah, machete.
I'm a machete guy. I think that'll work.
You guys have the resources to pick. You can't to put this into perspective. You don't have the capacity to arm a whole bunch of people, but you can arm yourselves with your preferred melee weapon,
Sure.
and some stakes, no problem.
Yep.
So why don't you tell me what you are actually purchasing at the hardware store?
Well, we have a fire axe, so that's not bad. Machete.
Mm-hmm.
At least maybe 4 machetes, and we just leave it at that.
I'll be getting a thing of wooden stakes, and if it's the kind of hardware store that also sells like fishing licenses and stuff, they'll have a little desk with Bowie knives and things like that. I would like to have a knife.
All right, yeah, you can have a hunting knife, no problem.
Yep.
All right. So, what do you want, Maria? Surgical tools.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Oh my god. Unexpected West Side Story.
It's fine because it went through my head as well.
I guess probably the same. Like probably a couple steaks, like a big knife or something.
Sure,
Just
big
have
knife,
something.
steaks.
I'm not really good with anything, but you know,
Oh, don't sell yourself short, sweetie.
I don't have any dots in anything, so
Still don't sell yourself. I guess whatever. Sure, sell yourself short.
You always spell blood.
I have 0 dots in brawl and melee. I don't know what to tell you.
I want you to believe, damn it.
It's true. Yeah.
Right. Sure. This is fine. This is all fine. You have the things that you want, as within reason, which you have so far been reasonable. So that's all a okay.
Yeah. So I want to, maybe. What does everyone else want to do? Because I'm just gonna do detective work and try and work out who the fuck the gangs are, the vampire gangs. So.
Left to my own, I would literally just go out to the clubs and wander around, party, make out with people, fight some people. Yep.
I feel like Damien can't go off on his own without getting into trouble, so I would stick with him.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. No. What? Yeah. No. What? What? No. What? What? What?
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. I guess we're splitting up because I want to work out who the fuck's on the other side. And
Yep.
So So Lavin is partying.
Maria, what are you doing?
Braden is going with.
Just go with Lavin.
Okie doke.
In the town.
You girls hit the town, and
Here's how it's
Damien-
gonna work out. I do a lot of detective work, find nothing. These two will run into people by default. That's how it always works in this fucking game. So.
I mean, maybe, or maybe it'll work out for you.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, what is your modus operandi?
It's like I don't know. That's the thing. It's boring detective work. It's staking out places. It's sitting on top of a fucking roof and using binoculars to look at people and shit like that.
And how does that detective work teach you who the vampires in charge are?
Well, first thing, these guys act like gangs. So I'll be looking for gang presence on either side of the borders that we have, right?
Looking for people wearing leather.
Yep. Obviously, they dress like idiots, so I'd be looking for that too. But the idea is that, I mean, I can't just walk in and introduce myself because they'd just be like, well, we could just fucking kill you. Actually, let's do that. Like, so ideally, I want to get an idea of who the big players are. And I'm not a detective, Wreckage, but my intuition as a player who is playing a detective would be to, you know, investigate.
Right.
Do the things that a detective would investigate. So.
Right. Okay. I would like a roll then.
Perception
And
investigation.
That roll will be wits investigation.
Is there a luck roll?
It's called.
I wish there was.
Because that's what that sounds like entirely what we're depending on is luck.
I mean, he's a detective. He knows how to do these things. I don't know how to elaborate on these things, but, you know, why wits? Why not perception?
Because this isn't about what you see, it's about what you interpret.
3 successes.
All right.
Man, I
So
wish I had that fucking explodey thing, because that'd be 4 successes, I guess. So.
Right. It's an extra success, not an exploding dice, which is strictly better.
Significantly better. Yeah.
Well, usually better.
On a
but
D10?
exploding dice
Sure,
can-
yeah.
Exploding dice can technically chain infinitely.
If it was a
technically.
D6, I'd be like, yeah, give me that exploding dice. You know, but
Yeah.
it's a D10, so.
Yeah. Math, odds, probability, numbers.
Mhm. It works that way in Masquerade, and I've seen some fucking shit in Masquerade.
Yeah. God, I hate Burning Wheel. All right. Anyway, so why don't you describe to me you and Braden's current stakeout, whatever that looks like, or current.
So obviously, okay. So here's the thing. As a vampire, we know that they have feeding grounds, right? So I imagine it's like we sort of sleuth our way into the area, and we try and find like an obvious feeding ground within that space. Be that like a
Club
club or something like that, right? And
so
once
far you've been to 2 vampire feeding clubs or feeding grounds that you were aware were feeding grounds, and they've both been dance clubs.
Yeah, because it makes
Like-
sense, right? Like people making out, easy
In the
to.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically, and in LA, which is trendy and hip and etc. It's just that's where the feeding grounds are.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'd be doing, and you know, maybe we strike it big and find someone. And once we find, once we find the telltale signs and maybe actually see someone feeding, we can be like, okay, this is a place that we need to keep an eye on, and go from there.
Excellent. I got it. You're watching what would be a really good feeding ground in now. Out of curiosity, do you have a priority over whether or not you are looking in the southern or northern?
Where did the leather? Did we get an idea of where the leather-based dudes were?
No, they did not make it clear which side they were on.
All right.
Yeah, they just kind of showed up.
Yeah. So below us, if I understand this map correctly, is like what? Warehouses and stuff.
Well, so directly south of you is warehouses, but that's not anybody's turf. It's the city, so you actually control your turf. So all turfs, when it comes to vampires, have to have buffer zones. Right now, you are invading what was a giant buffer zone between 2 gangs, but your turf will then necessarily also have a buffer zone to the north and to the south between those gangs as well. So the warehouses and the train yard directly to your south is the buffer zone between you and the turf to the south, because no vampire really cares about.
So what's above? What's past the buffer zone then? Just
Normal
more city.
More LA. So more.
All right, then.
Of what you'd expect.
And what's the buffer zone to the north? Just
And
highways.
The buffer zone, yeah, like just sort of. I mean, this will get clarified in character a little bit more coming up, but basically the Santa Ana Freeway and like 2 or 3 blocks north or south of it is going to be the buffer zone between you and the north. So by distance, you're going to be closer to the people to the north, but distance also isn't super relevant to vampires.
Yeah, when they have potency, like celerity, there's like. So
yeah, exactly. So
let's do north because it's easier for us to move about and find things, I guess. So
sure, you can more easily move back and forth without being maybe spotted or something.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So you stake out this nightclub. And
is it one of those things where like we see Lav and Elephant? No.
What the hell?
Well, I mean, it's worth asking, Maria and Lavin, where do you go out partying just to have a good night?
So I would probably not actually go to that neighborhood. I'd probably go to somewhere.
It's not a nice neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, like even in that area of town, I'd probably go somewhere more high profile. Not knowing LA, I would
like where you're a patron, maybe, and people know you.
You know, I think I could probably still get away with it. Apparently, I'll just look paler and prettier, you know. So I might be able to dip into the scene. I wasn't out much during the daylight anyway. But I feel like we would probably hit a strip and then just bop in a bunch of places.
Right. Okay. So that sort of that'll take you.
That's LA proper, right?
Well, no, it's actually going to take you more West LA and towards Beverly Hills. And
Okay.
sort of and like outside of Hollywood, because spoiler alert, Hollywood's actually a shitty neighborhood, despite what you would assume about Hollywood.
Wherever the Viper Room is, where's the Viper Room?
I have no idea what that is.
It's a club.
Isn't that where what's his name, River Phoenix died?
He did. Yeah.
Wait, River Phoenix died?
Yeah. I mean, do you need some time to mourn? It only happened 23 years ago.
Sunset Boulevard.
I'm thinking of someone else.
Are you thinking of Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, I am thinking of Joaquin Phoenix.
That's his brother.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Actors.
Okay, apparently it's Sunset Boulevard. So it is West Hollywood.
Right. Like I said, Western LA towards Beverly Hills, outside of Hollywood, West Hollywood.
Well, I hope you guys can get back before fucking dawn.
It's not that far away. You guys will be doing a lot of traveling.
LA traffic?
It's in the middle of the night, Dave.
We will turn into bats and fly.
You
it's
didn't
not
even
a problem.
live in LA. You lived in San Francisco. You don't know how bad the traffic was down there.
I know how bad it was in San Francisco at fucking midnight. So.
You never even drove. Did you drive? You walked.
I had taxis, man. Come on.
Yet you paid to go to work and back every day.
No,
Wow.
I walked to work.
Okay. See, that's what I said.
You can walk across San Francisco in a day, man. It's like you walk everywhere in that city. And it still had traffic problems.
You guys will head out to Beverly Hills for your clubbing.
Is Will Smith there? Can we hang out with Will Smith?
Oh, Will Smith has to be a vampire in this world.
No, the thing is, Will Smith isn't even popular yet.
He's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
He's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
He's a rapper at this stage, man. Come on.
He's probably in Philly in his off weeks, so no, he's not here.
Okay. So technically, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has premiered. But it may not be huge yet. I don't know.
He was
I
a
don't
rapper
even-
before Fresh Prince, man.
For Maria, it's apparently huge.
Yeah, but was he like he was a rapper, but was he a big deal?
Yeah, Will Smith was a
Yeah.
big deal.
He
Parents just don't understand.
yeah. Will Smith was the early '90s.
Yeah, he was.
He was the
Before he became a
was
vampire
the
and
early-
never aged. Okay,
You
like
look up the early 90s, you see Will Smith in the dictionary.
Yep.
Yep.
That and Keanu Reeves. as
I'm just
well.
going along with the crowd now.
Keanu Reeves and Will Smith are both under the same sire. Like, let's be real.
Keanu Reeves.
So Google, the Joogle, and the Joogle search and the Wikipedias have not. They don't specify how popular he was before Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Are we really like
he was-
spending time?
He
on
was he was popular enough to get a television show.
Yeah.
That's true, but also he lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, he is not.
Right, and then he got a one little fight, and his mom got scared.
Yeah.
We all know the story wreckage.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's some problems with that story. But I guess like I don't think. Anyway, where was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shot? Because he'd be shooting right now.
Yeah, definitely in California.
Filming locations.
Can we not? Can we do?
Nope, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's happening. It was shot in Hollywood, so I guess you could technically run into young Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Will Smith.
Nice.
All
right.
that- I don't know that that'll happen.
Session goals. Goal Will Smith.
Not just the session, the whole arc now.
Mm.
Our whole plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Rick with the Szechuan sauce. Now all we want is Will Smith.
I just want this. Oh, just Morty. That's what all this has been about. Anyway, so Damien and Braden are staking out a nightclub. Why don't you tell me, like, I get that you're staking out a nightclub. That makes perfect sense. Like, are you doing it from a rooftop or from a bus stop, or like what's the did you know you don't think you guys own a car right now?
Yeah.
What's a good detective-y?
Rooftop.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
all right, rooftop.
Where
Got
they
it.
wouldn't see us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Lay down with binocs, man. Come on.
Right, so rooftop, you know, over the lip with the binoculars. Got it.
So you know, maybe I'm sitting there just looking through it. I was like, "Hey, Braden, real serious question here, buddy.
Okay.
One vampire dude to another.
Okay.
Have you tried putting blood into your thing?"
What?
So as you're watching the nightclub, you
Jesus Christ.
something out of place occurs that you feel a sudden sense of familiarity with. A convoy of cars pulls up.
Okay.
And at first you can't understand why that feels familiar. And then the lead car opens the doors and you recognize immediately why this is familiar, because out steps Amethyst. For those of you I'm seeing blank faces on all of my
No.
players.
This is the lady that helped
I know
us from
exactly
the-
who Amethyst is.
Yeah.
Amethyst and her gang were the ones that, on the night that you were sired, and for the players at home, sort of had a babysitting job and made you go fight some Sabbat in a bar out of town.
Right.
And this is their convoy of cars, and their gang gets out. And so at first you're like, oh shit, am I a buffer zone between Amethyst's gang and somebody else? But no, you remember that Amethyst took you to a place that she owned, and the place that she owned was slightly outside of LA, in southern LA. So this is not her turf, or the other place wasn't her turf, one of the two, but she seemed to own the other place. She seemed to own the other place up and down. And like the people working there were ghouls and shit. So it's a mystery.
Is this one of the I don't have fucking Auspex 2. Man, I wish I had Auspex 2. Fucking hell. It'd make fucking surveillance from a distance so much easier. Wait, what's the distance on auras? Do you know?
I don't know, but you don't have Auspex 2, so
I know, but like, could I theoretically aura view through binoculars, or is it like my eyes only?
I do know that you can't aura view through other things. You have to actually see the person. You can't aura view like recordings or like.
Okay, but can I go through binoculars, like assisted zooming, without not mechanical, just like lenses and stuff?
No, you can't. Because I mean, the reason why is that an aura is it's not visual, so it's not magnified by things that magnify visuals. It's technically an increase in your senses, but it's like opening your sixth eye and seeing a different sense, like taste is seeing auras.
Fair enough. So if I sit across the road at a coffee shop, I could watch people come and go from a nightclub and see like, that's a vampire, that's a vampire, that's a vampire, that's a vampire, that's not a vampire. That is something I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's a vampire. Like, right, I could do that, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I need to get Auspex too. Yeah, so I see it go and I'm just like, fucking god damn it.
So here's the thing.
The hell is she doing here?
You want dominate.
I want dominate. I also want Auspex. I want a lot of things, Wreckage. So.
Well, but here's the thing. Let me tempt you. Let me tempt you right now.
Okay.
You can have Auspex 2 right now.
But I could have Dominate 1 right now, too. At the end of the session, at least, anyway.
Yeah, maybe. You do have to, like I said, you probably will, like I said last week, you would probably have it at the end of this week, but it is based on your accomplishments during an episode. You've accomplished a lot. So maybe you would have Dominate at the end of this episode. But I can tell you that if you want it in this scene, you can have Auspex 2 right now. But that would reset you, and you'd have to start again from scratch on Dominate.
No, I'm gonna get Dominate. Dominate is way too powerful.
All right.
Dominate first dot is literally like command in Paladin speak. So like it's super strong. Diabolarize Rodney. He probably has all specs. Yeah. All right. Fuck it. I'll eat Rodney. So yeah, I'm gonna just. You know, I turned to Braden. I was like, I have no fucking idea why she said, let's find out, yeah?
I mean...
I start climbing down the fire escape.
Oh, god damn it, okay.
I thought you were here to keep him out of trouble.
Well, I mean... Wait, Rodney's here?
No, I'm saying this out of character.
Oh, okay.
I thought your intention was to keep Damien out of trouble, and you're just going along with it.
Well, I mean, you know, I want to know why they're here. So
all right. That solves itself.
You know, maybe this was like I was too cautious as a police officer. You know, like maybe I was always the type that would let crimes happen and then clean up afterwards. So now that I have, you know, particular skills, I'm not so worried about that anymore. Namely, I can patch a hole in my arm if I get shot or something like that. So,
well, remember that this is the girl that fucked you up. Just as an example of.
I know, but I'm not gonna go in there and fucking like be like, "Hey, bitch, what's up?" I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna walk in there and be like, "Hey, cool club." What can you tell us about this place? That sort of thing.
So you're gonna walk into the club.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, Braden, you following?
Yeah.
All right, you guys go into the club. There's no. You can make it in no problem. No one's like, you guys aren't fashionable enough to be in this particular.
Oh, you don't like my Hawaiian shirt?
Obviously.
There's nothing like that going on.
Cool.
Apparently my city is burning down. Apologize if you didn't hear that. You walk into the club, and it's an club, and there's music and dancing, and a pile of people dancing to the music, and there are the stylization of this club is it's very red. Like the walls and the furniture and the lighting is going out of its way to be red, and it's not like a vampire blood thing. It's the club is called Cupid's Roost. So it's sort of supposed to be like, not like cheesy Valentine, but like, there's a lot of crimsons and reds, and it's supposed to be sultry or perhaps seductive. So that's the club. You don't see Amethyst immediately, and you don't.
Do we see any of her crew?
Either of you can do a roll, which would be
What if I wanted to go in here and eavesdrop?
It'd be very difficult with all the music, and you'd have to have a target. You'd want to eavesdrop from somebody. But if you want to find somebody from her crew, it would be a perception awareness roll.
I'll do that.
I can help.
All right.
I wanted to make this like a memory roll, but there's no clear
memory, like as in like recalling information.
Yeah, but there is no clear roll for memory.
2 dice, 2 successes.
I hate you. You're really a fucking piece of shit. But more importantly,
how about 8 dice, 2 successes? No, 6 dice, 2 successes.
Right. Yeah. You scan the crowd, and you feel confident that your memory is intact about what the crew looked like. I mean, you were a little shaken that night.
Sure.
And you don't recognize anybody from the crew in the crowd.
Okay.
I wonder if there's some sort of like back room that she might have gone to. I don't know. Let's case the joint. Isn't that what you coppers say?
Don't call me a cop.
Isn't that what you officers of the law say? I don't know.
Are you fucking... Oh my god. Just stop talking, please.
So
yes.
what is your next move?
Well, she's probably in the VIP section, most likely. So
okay.
I would like to try and get up there. And I don't mind doing a stealth roll to get up there, Wreckage.
There is a VIP section. It's not up. It's on the same floor.
Can you see into it?
It's the way that they sort of have it cordoned off is there is a there are these really over the top, almost theater red curtains that make like a half circle off on one wall. And like beyond that is supposed to be VIP.
Okay. So are we...
Is it?
Okay. Like, give us a layout. Is there any like back rooms, doors, whatever in this place?
There's a bar. There is, restrooms. There is a door that like bartenders and and other employees are coming and
Okay.
going.
So with two successes in a perception awareness, we don't see her.
You do not see her in the crowd.
Okay.
She is not on the dance floor or at the bar,
Uh-huh.
which are the places that you can see presently.
Who did
has
she
not
come in
gone.
with? Do I see those dudes?
Her entire gang. And that was your perception awareness check, was a check for anybody from her gang.
Okay. So how many people came in with her?
That would be 8 people other than her.
And there's no way that they could all fit in a VIP booth or anything like that?
They maybe could. It looks like a pretty big section. You know, you don't know what it looks like on the other side.
So
but
I'm going to try and stealth into the back room of this place.
the back room.
Yep.
Okay.
And maybe I'll get Brayden to check the VIP booth or something. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I could just like stumble in there like a dummy, like, oh, this is VIP. I didn't realize. Oh hey.
Yeah.
Sure. What is? How are you going to stealth into the back room? Because there's lots of employees coming and going from it. Are you actually like trying to splinter cell this, or are you going to just like nonchalantly walk back there and try and like?
I would like to use my second dot of obtenebration, I believe it is.
Which allows you to get an extra dot in a stealth check by manipulating darkness.
Yeah. Yes. So I can. Wait, no, it's not second. It's the first dot, I think. Actually, shadow play.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the first dot?
It doesn't matter what dot it is. You have it. We know which power you're trying to use. It gives you 1 extra dice to roll in a stealth check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, that's Dex stealth +1.
I don't know if it Dex stealth +1.
This is difficulty 7.
Three successes.
Nice.
Yeah. You find an appropriate break in the action, and or appropriate break in the people coming and going from that door, and you make it past that door into the back room, which is, it's not a full service kitchen, but it is an kitchen for the employees. And then there are yet more doors, which I assume you go through, as opposed to like looking through the kitchen for
Yeah.
Obviously. And the yet more doors are like maintenance, the water heater, etc., the back door to put the garbage out, and then stairs down.
Stairs down. Let's go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You go downstairs, and it goes down a little bit, plateaus, and then goes down back the other way, and then that's just a metal door without a handle and with one of those slitty things.
Interesting. God, I wish I could do something to this, but I can't. Okay. And it's not like I'm invisible, right? I'm just better stealth.
No, you just manipulate shadows correctly at the right moments to make it if there was nobody else in the warehouse.
I knock on the door.
Right. There is no separation between you knocking on the door and the
slit opening. Yeah, a guy's job is, his entire career is to sit behind this door and open this slit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And you hear from the other side, "Who the fuck are you?"
What was the girl's name again? Sorry.
Amethyst.
Yeah. And Damien the Amethyst.
Yeah. The slot closes again. And there's a pause. And there's a pregnant pause.
and then there's like a cricket or something, and then the like the slot opens up, and the guy's like, she doesn't want to see you, go away. But like halfway through saying that, like he just very rapidly moves out of the way of the slot, and the door slams open, and Amethyst is there, and she slams the door again and puts a hand on your shoulder and throws you up against the wall and says, "Why the fuck are you here? How did you know I was here?" And she's growling at you.
Coincidence, mostly.
What the fuck do you want?
Conversation, but we can go from there.
About what? I don't owe you anything.
I know you don't owe me nothing.
Fucking
I just...
Fledgling.
Have I ever heard the word fledgling before?
Yeah, a couple people have called you that.
Okay, all right then, that's fine. And it's like, well, I'm here for a reason. I would like to talk to you in private, away from eyes and ears of some other people.
Yeah, you don't just get to have that with me. I don't owe you anything. I said that already.
All right.
You got about 10 seconds to say something that I care about, or get the fuck out.
I'm working for Salvador. I'm here investigating people. Want to have that conversation now?
You're not working for Salvador.
Why would I lie about that?
Because it would get you to have a fucking conversation with me, which I don't want to have with you.
I'm working for fucking Salvador.
So we're gonna go through a couple things here. She narrows her eyes at you, and you are immediately overcome with a sense of dread and respect. Now, what's happening here is that she's using a presence power on you.
Got it. Okay.
And what she's doing is making you feel fear and respect for her, because she's about to tell you, or she's about to command you, essentially, but not with dominate, but with, like, you know, making you feel emotions, which is how presence works. She's about to, like, make you tell the truth about Salvador, which the full truth is not that you're working with him exactly. But the reason I'm explaining all of this is because you.
So let me ask you a question.
No, let me finish the thought, Dave. The reason I'm explaining all of this is because you have the capacity with presence to spend a willpower to ignore it.
Is she aware of that?
Anybody with not anybody. Anybody who knows how presence works knows that it can be resisted, but they don't, like, it's not obvious when someone is resisting it. If your expression doesn't change and you don't pretend to be under the effect of presence, which you wouldn't know to do. Like, if you're just like, if you spend a willpower to resist it and she commands you to spill the beans, and you're just like, yeah, I work for Salvador, then she'll know that you resisted presence. But
okay, my other question then is, my archetype is soldier. My demeanor, sorry.
Right.
Which is to say, follows orders. I'm under the impression that Salvador gave me, like, I'm following Salvador, right? That is within my character demeanor to be like, okay, he's given me a task, I'm going to do it. So when I say I'm working for Salvador, it means that Damien Holland as a person believes wholeheartedly that he is in fact working for Salvador.
Except Salvador said the exact words, "You're not working for me. I can't be associated with you. You're doing this for me as a favor, and in return, you get a place, and I do favors for you." So you aren't working for him. That is specific to the narrative. And what you would say if you just spilled the beans under presence is basically that. Like, yes, I'm doing things for Salvador. I'm not a member of his gang. Because when you say the words "I'm working for Salvador," you imply that you are under his command and in his gang.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm happy
That
to spill the beans then.
All right. So you turn into sort of like a as much as Damien can be like sheepish and caught off guard and like he doesn't seem like the kind of guy, right? So that doesn't seem like the sort of thing that he would be. But to the extent that he can be, he becomes somewhat subservient to her and says the details. Like, I'm not working for him, but I like it. I as part of what he wants, I'm taking over that turf, and I'm in a buffer zones, and I came here to like. Do the thing.
I mean, do I really say all of that? Because that's the conversation I want to have with her in private.
Right, but she's sort of forcing you to have it now. And also, like, there's a steel door between you guys, and you're in like a. There's nobody else here.
Okay, I thought the door was open. Anyway, that's fine.
No, she slammed the door behind her, so that steel door is closed, and you guys are in sort of a concrete, stairwell.
Yeah.
Which,
all right. Well,
yeah,
then I tell her. I guess I tell her. That's fine.
All right. Like, you feel the immediacy of the emotion vanish just as.
Am I aware of that change in emotion?
No. So just like Maria and Lavin earlier, you legitimately believe that in that situation you felt subservient and scared of her.
I was going to tell her anyway, so it's not a huge deal.
Right, but like sort of the situation she put you in made you feel threatened, and then sort of say it in a way where you weren't, because you sort of waltzed up as equals, like, let's have a conversation in private, and instead, like, your recollection of the situation will be that, like, she scared you so much that you just blubbered it all out and in a hallway because you were scared of her. And so she sort of lets go of your shoulder and is like, oh, okay, shit, well, that makes sense, I guess. And you for just fucking here under coincidence, whatever.
Pure
Actually,
coincidence. Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
Well, you're here. You're a face I've seen before. I figured I could ask you some questions about the goons that run this side of town. It'd make my life a lot easier.
Yeah, it would make your life a lot easier, and I'm not interested in that, actually, so you can get the fuck out. Thanks for telling me everything, buddy. And she pats you on the shoulder, opens up the steel door, goes in, closes it.
Fucking... God damn it. Okay. Yeah, I do the following things, Wreckage.
Okay, Dave. I like where the start of this sentence is. Please tell me the following things that you do.
I spend 3 blood.
Sure.
I put it into strength. And as she turns around to open the door, shut the door again with my hand.
Okay, well, so you can't, because it's instantaneous, you can only spend 2 blood.
Oh, 2 then, yeah.
Because you're limited to spending 2.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, so 4 strength is still
reasonable enough. Yeah,
it's strong enough to slam a steel door. Like, maybe not rip it off its hinges, but you're not trying to do that. You're just trying to slam it. Oh, fuck me. All right.
I did you the courtesy of coming here with the intention of telling you everything. because I figured you would help. Not be a bitch about it.
Okay.
Oh God.
Dave has to write up a new character. So, maybe. Let's take a step back for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Amethyst is a Bruja. The Bruja clan are fast, strong, and they have presence. They're the fighters of the vampire world. They are the strongest and the toughest because they have both celerity and potence. Their clan weakness is that they cannot control their emotional responses. And you just slammed a door in her face and called her a bitch.
She was just like, thanks for the fucking information, chumlum, and then like, you know.
That is 100% what she did.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with. I mean, I don't disagree with your decision to do that.
I also am, a slave to my emotions to some degree, Wreckage, and I don't think I could walk away from a situation where I feel like I got shit on.
How long has he been down there? Like, would I be getting worried at this point?
No, you're still gonna do the whole ruse of the falling into the VIP thing.
Okay.
You're probably in the process of that technically right now. Why don't, for the sake of, in case there's any sort of loud explosion or something, why don't we very briefly take a look at what happens when you do that? Why don't you roll me manipulation subterfuge to fall into the VIP section, and remember to use the second subterfuge, not the first one.
Okay. Sorry, can you say that again? Oh, not me. Sorry. That's
yeah, it's him.
Okay. Sorry.
Wow. 0.
So you really do fall in there. You like grab the curtain,
like all
and
twisted up in the thing, and the people are just looking at me up. I'm like, big gulps, huh? All right, well, see you later. And I just like walk back off.
So thank God that is not a botch. That is exactly 0 because that's 3 1s, but also 3 successes. Things could go real south if suddenly one of my players had a botch in this situation. But at 0 successes, you don't even get to see the VIP section. You trip over the velvet rope and get stuck in it, and a bouncer grabs you up by the back of the shirt and says, "Nice try, jackass," and throws you to the main dance floor. Not
I just
like
kind of like I'm dancing like nothing happened, looking around like I'm good.
Do you do the white guy head nod to anyone who looks at you? It's like, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, so you slam a door. For the love of God, let's give you a chance anyway.
You're right. I was a bitch. Let me have the conversation with you.
You're right. I was a total fucking bitch.
Wow, way to step up. I'm actually impressed. Let's have that conversation. These are all things that you could say right now, Wreckage, that would work in this situation.
Oh yeah, I'm very impressed.
Wow, you've got some cojones on you. I like it. Let's talk. Yeah, shit.
Oh, that's too many. Wait. No, never mind. Hold on a second. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. 298. Why are you looking at page 298, Wreckage? Those are where the frenzy rules are. Why do you have to look at the frenzy rules?
Oh, God.
Sorry, team.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right.
Well, she has Auspex now for some reason. That's Obtenebration right now for some reason. That's kind of weird.
10, difficulty 8. Oh. Okay. So, okay. So, under page 298, frenzy rules, physical provocation. You can frenzy to being physically threatened as a vampire. The Bruja clan weakness, besides being that they can't control their emotions, is also mechanically +2 to the difficulty of any roll not to frenzy. So what is typically difficulty 6 was difficulty 8 for her. To not frenzy at physical provocation and tear you limb for limb. And because it was difficulty 8, she botched. So,
boy. She becomes subservient to me now. That's what happens in a botch, right? Okay.
Braden?
Yes.
The building shakes and the lights flicker, and everybody starts screaming.
I start screaming.
As there's a... I, too, am a human who wears skin.
I'm screaming, fellow humans!
Right. Like there was a clear, like, structural crash in the building. And we're gonna see what's going on with Lavin and Maria. Lavin, Maria.
So there's Will Smith in the corner,
right? As Aerosaito said in the chat, one punch man, serious punch. So, Lavin, Maria, you're going out to West Hollywood to go clubbing.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys on your blood pools? Are you also doing some conspicuous feeding when you can? Inconspicuous feeding?
I don't need to. Although, wait a minute. Wouldn't we have lost upon waking up? What do we lose?
You lose one. You spend one just to wake up.
Okay, so I only need 2 blood. I'm not really planning on so much feeding as I am socializing. If I feel like it, I'll spend a blood to be able to like eat or drink or something. I'm looking to party.
All right, Maria, you're a little bit lower. Are you gonna gonna imbibe a little bit?
Yes.
All right. So, how much are you focusing on imbibing, Maria? Like, are you actually trying to get up to full here?
I don't need to get up to full. I think I'd like to have above 10. So, like, maybe if I could feed on 2 people.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, in the situation that you're in, with the amount of time that you are going to clearly spend, that we don't have to roll for you to feed twice. Like, if you're only aiming to feed for 2 people, you'll be able to find your moments.
Like some points in the night, I'm like, just like, it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to feed at some point. Like, oh, here's a good time.
All right, yeah, give yourself 4 blood then. Lavin, are you going to places that you've been as a mortal, or are you avoiding those places?
I'm not avoiding those places. No, I think it would probably be, rough guess, like 70% of the places we go to would be places I've been before.
So are they places that you've been as a patron or a performer?
I've probably performed in a few of them.
All right. When you get to the first place that you've performed, the sort of, what do I want to say? The main hostess. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah, like the greeter, basically.
Yeah, not so much as like manager, but like in charge specifically of the hosting of hostings and hosting things and doing host stuff.
Yep.
Is Lavin. Oh, hi, welcome.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing tonight?
Oh my god, I'm great. I'm like super wasted.
I'm like so drunk, seriously. Don't even investigate that. I'm really drunk.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, we had a show cancel.
Really?
Like, I don't want to impose, but I just with you showing up as a circumstance, like, is there any chance that you could get up on stage and maybe work those pipes a little bit?
Oh my God, if you had told me like a few hours ago, but seriously, I'm super, super drunk. There's no way.
Oh, that's just too bad. I understand.
You're gonna let all these people down,
But
Lavin?
like you should like totally call me like next week or something, and yeah, I could play then.
But she continues in her thoughts. She's like, "Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. It's just like it just so happens that there's a talent scout in the audience right now. So
Talent scout.
Oh my
ooh.
God.
uh
Oh my God.
so right now the the hostess is rolling manipulation subterfuge on you. And
There's a William Smith on the guest list.
and you resist with wits empathy when it comes to that. So I need you to roll wits empathy.
Sure.
Oh
man, she's gonna get me. Okay. Rolling.
Got him. Got him.
Well,
Got him.
you have to get more successes than her, which there's no reason to hide this roll. We will simply do it.
Okay.
And
What's up, bitches? My name's Lavin. I'm drunk as fuck.
What's up? Yo.
All right, and
So
she
West Hollywood.
and see the thing is, with your recent change in life situation, you're maybe not as tempted by this as you might have been in the past.
Right.
So I'm increasing her difficulty to 7 instead of 6. And she would have tied, but you can at one success over, it's not that she's lying, it's just that I can tell you as a GM that you are not like forcibly persuaded by this.
Okay.
So
in my opinion, it's like she may or may not be telling the truth, but
you don't even really like necessarily like suspect whether or not she is or not. It's just I can tell you that, as opposed to if you had lost, I would have said not only do you believe that she's telling the truth, but you're compelled to believe like this is a good idea. You should maybe take your shot here.
Right. Do not miss this opportunity.
You had one shot, one opportunity.
Mom spaghetti.
Parasite drew.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Yeah.
He took the picture earlier and just made the face go like this.
That's fucking incredible.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
It's
Ouch.
amazing.
That is awesome.
I don't even. Oh God, am I not just such a piece of shit for cutting away from that scene?
Right before we looked at that.
God. What's even worse is that we're coming up on the end of the show.
Cliffhanger.
Maybe we should cut back to it.
Look, if I need to make a new character, I need to know by
That's true.
So. Yeah, that is a bit of a pickle. Or saying, "Don't you dare." Don't I dare end on a cliffhanger, Aricido? Jeez, like what kind of narrator, what kind of storyteller
doesn't end on
takes a cliffhanger like this and doesn't end it? You know what? Maybe I should end it right now, and maybe we should take next week off.
I'm just gonna pretend none of that got said. Like, look, I'm like really totally wasted. I'll see you later.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. And she's like,
I do the
smiling
like,
at
call
you.
me.
She's doing the like, I'm smiling at you and we're friends,
But I hate you.
I hate that you're not buying this right now, and I
Yeah.
hope you die.
Hey, Will Smith,
Yeah.
you were looking for that hot new tune, right? Listen to this.
All right.
Nailed it.
All right. So, meanwhile, back at Cupid's roost, Braden.
Yes.
There's been an obvious structural explosion or something, vaguely from the direction that Damien went.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna be headed that way. Are people running?
Oh, they're
like,
they're
I'm not
just
gonna
fucking running away.
Ha.
all
Like,
right.
Be
So
headed.
yeah, I'm gonna hop. I'm
Ha.
gonna hop.
Beheaded.
oh.
I'm gonna head on down the go through the back room and look down the stairs. And what do I see with my elf eyes?
All right. So, well, there's a couple of steps in between that. So everyone's running and screaming and the lights are flickering. You can use this opportunity easily to get into the kitchen. When you get into the kitchen, it's all fucking like dust. Like not the kitchen, but like there's air detritus there's debris in the air. And the reason and you don't know the layout necessarily at first, so you walk into the debris. And I just keep thinking about Arasato's picture. The stairwell was originally from the ground level down one to a basement level, and it's all cinder blocks, right? Because it's the basement wall, the interior wall. And you, not knowing what you're supposed to see, you just see a hole in the cinder blocks. And that hole in the cinder blocks was like half underground because of the stairwell.
Okay.
And there's no ground there anymore either. There's just like a blown out crater.
Right.
And what you also see is like 16 dudes, like one after the other, pouring out of this door, this steel door that we saw earlier that you're seeing for the first time, and like looking at the explosion, and like 8 of them are bolting like out, like that they know what's going on, and the other 8 are like, what is happening? And they're probably vampires. Like, you don't have auspex or anything, but
Sure.
they give off the vibe. And like just as these 8 dudes, some of whom disappear in a flash, are like bolting through this hole in the wall, the building across the street collapses like it's been demolitioned.
Okay.
Like just collapses in on itself.
I'm in a Dragon Ball Z fight. I just got kicked by Vegeta through 3 buildings. So.
If only she had kicked you through 3 buildings and wasn't just using your body to destroy 3 buildings.
Yeah, I know. I die so that my friends know.
Braden, what do you do? Like, as this building is collapsing?
Well, I'm not in the
Right, no, but like there's these people, there's this stunnedness. You don't see Damien. These other group of vampires are responding with immediacy to the situation.
hey guys, what's going on?
The group of vampires that responded to the situation are fucking gone. The other group of 8 vampires look up and are like,
who the fuck are what? I don't like. You get a mix of who the fuck are you? I don't know what's going on. You know, get out of here. You know that the sort of like a sort of litany of responses that aren't anybody being like, oh yeah, well, you know, Amethyst just frenzied on Damien.
Yeah, that's a pretty big. That's a pretty big hole over there. Someone should take a look.
Yeah, you know, another. So what are you just gonna walk through the hole then?
Yeah, like you guys, you can stand over here and be worried. That's right. I used to be a building inspector to help pay the bills. So I'll just take a look real quick.
Like,
I'm sure it's fine.
You know, you get like what, who, like, and also like someone in the back is like, what would a building inspector do in this situation? It's like, but nobody.
No, used to be. I'm not anymore. It's something I did in my younger days.
Right.
I'm
So
not proud of it, but you know, I kind of remember how it all works.
Just
so
don't Google me
look.
because you'll find some videos that I'm not proud of.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
So you, like they and you come out of this crater hole to go look at the destruction, I guess.
Sure.
Because this other group of vampires is like dumbstruck.
As we're going through the hole, I'm like, oh yeah, the foundation's definitely been compromised. You can see the cracks here. I whip out a little notepad. I'm like taking notes. Like, yep, they're gonna want to see this down at the building office. Yeah.
The building. I'm an inspector for building health and safety.
So with this building collapse, like the street lights that are on the corner, it's a corner building that's across the street here that's collapsed, have gone out, and so there's like this spot of darkness. But from the light of the city and from the light of the moon, like the clearing dust of the building, like a big slab that used to be one of the floors on this building, like goes careening away, and in the detritus and debris you see who you recognize as Amethyst. Like her clothes are destroyed, and she, like, I remember describing, you remember she was the type of person that wore like jean shorts and then fishnets under it. You know, that sort of look. Jean jacket,
Canadian
very
tuxedo.
yeah.
Well, there's your problem right there. You've obviously got a woman scorned, and you never want to mess with that.
Her clothes are destroyed, and she's holding by the neck like the burnt out matchstick of Damien's crumpled body. And I don't have time to play out the rest. We gotta cut to the end.
I mean, you can go over for this, dude. About
I
half
can't.
an hour before.
No, I can't. I gotta go. But he's still intact, mostly.
Is he moving at all, or?
Well, all right. I'll give you this. I'll give you make a. That's right. You're terrible at perception.
Not bad at perception. I've got 2.
Oh well. Make a perception alertness roll, and if you get a success, we'll see if he's alive or dead, or well, alive or torpored.
3 success.
Oh fuck, man!
This
is the only game you rolled decent in.
Yeah.
Lucky for you.
But, I mean, what? Whether I know whether I have to make a new character or not? Gee, thanks.
All right. So, as the chat has asked, with 3 successes, first of all, Amethyst is still completely frenzied. You notice that because you know what Dave looked like when he was.
Right.
So this person who has Damien's corpse is in total frenzy. And Damien is still alive
for now.
Okay.
So you don't have to make a new character yet. And
then next session I'll spend the entire session in her clutches, and then I'll have to make a character after that. So.
Well, there's going to be quite a lot of things that happen next session, and you will absolutely have a fair shot at surviving, given the situation that you're in. So.
I didn't even get the information.
And you might learn a lot when this is all done if you live. Who knows?
All right. Shout outs. Miss Tuesday Gray, let's start with you.
Well, thanks for watching us not die this week, guys. We have a club. I would have woohooed about that outside the lawyer's office if I didn't feel like other vampires might possibly hear us. But I'm super excited that we're going to have this place. We're probably going to rename it, and it's going to be super cool, but it's still going to make a lot of money, and that's how we're going to have our money. I don't know. I have a lot of plans, and I am very excited. And hopefully Damien doesn't die next week. But you'll have to tune in to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching, guys.
All right. The next lady that we need to exit out of is none other than Tuxtradamus. What up, ma'am, sir? How you doing?
Yo, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Tuxtradamus. Obviously, I'm at all the places at Tuxtradamus. Yeah, let's see what happens next week. And that's all I can say.
And last but not least, we have the Lord of the channel, Lord Spootley himself. What up, sir? How you doing?
What is happening? Tonight was fun. I sincerely hope you don't die. I kind of like Damien.
I like him too, but you know, it's kind of one of those things where like you make a character
when you talk shit,
get hit. You know, like that's it. Yeah.
Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah.
Talk shit to a Bruja, get hit with a building. But yeah.
But yeah, no, I had fun. You can follow me on the Twitters, the Twitches. You can check out my podcast. I'll shoot a link in the chat thing where you all are conversing and chatting. And yeah, give it a listen.
Nice. And last but not least, we have storyteller for the session, Dr. Wreckage. What up?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Wreckage. Good episode, all things considered. Everyone had a great time. We had awesome fan art in the chat. The chat was really well engaged the whole time. You got a lot of interesting things done and met a lot of interesting characters. And as always, I love this show.
Mm-hmm.
If you love this show, please follow the channel and visit us again next week, same time, same place, for more Die Party Vampire the Masquerade. We do other shows too. Dave will list them off. Right now, though, the only thing that I'm doing is Vampire the Masquerade, so that's what I want to push over and over again. Please come back for more. I can tell you that next week will be very interesting, so don't miss it. I can promise you, if nothing, it's interestingness.
Yeah.
And you can, I've been somewhat active occasionally in the Die Party Discord, which you can also get. But if you actively want to ask me a question about the show, you can just, ping me in the Die Party chat, general chat, talking shit with questions. I'd be happy to answer them. The only question I won't answer is, will Dave live? Because that's actually up to him and the other players. So we will see. Dave, why don't you tell them about the other great shows that we do here on Die Party?
Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you haven't already done so, consider following the channel. As Wreckage said, we do lots of role-playing games here. So this week we got a couple of things. The first one is the final episode of Void Barons is tomorrow. Come hell or high water, that game is coming to a close. So make sure you come in for the epic conclusion that will be the final episode of Void Barons tomorrow, 5 p.m. PST. We're also going to have apparently the final episode of Board Games with Beta Bros as well on Wednesday. So that's coming to an end as well. And this week we don't have Omen because Graham is still out with no internet. So, you know, that's pretty much how that goes. Going into the future, though, we will have 4 games a week now, mostly because 2 of our games have ended. We are going to be planning a bunch of Dime Party drawing boards in the near future to talk about the new stuff that's coming up. So keep an eye out for that. The schedule is the best place to find up-to-date information about what's happening and what day and time and all that sort of stuff. So exclamation point schedule in the chat for that. Otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much a show. Yeah, thank you very much to everyone who's playing. Special shout out to Arasado for sweet drawings. Appreciate it, bud.
Awesome.
Yeah, they were super awesome.
And yeah, today my daily stream will be delayed a bit because I have to go to the office of, you know, foreigners today. So.
The office of foreigners.
Yeah,
it's like the building office.
It's a governmental
the
office,
building office
for me getting you know, new visas and shit. So yeah, it is what it is. I got to do this every once in a while. So. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, Brujas. That's it.
Don't say mean things to them.
Oh, don't make a character who says mean things. That's the other thing, too. Good night.